counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Girl, let me show you the paper. I can buy that house for you later. But you say you don't need that at all. This world is ours for the taking. Just me and you got me thinking. I swear we already made it. Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it.
All right, guys, how's everybody doing today? I think I have everything set up here. Let's make sure we have a special guest today for all of y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to witness the girl that nobody knows about, but everybody also knows about? It's a mystery. How are you doing, Grace?
I'm doing fantastic. It's kind of weird because you're being mean. You're roasting me again. As soon as we start streaming, you're roasting me.
Am I roasting? I don't think I am.
No, you are.
I don't think I am. I think that's cap. That is so cap,
Very,
dude.
very, very mean.
This is supposed to be a professional broadcast, Grace. This is supposed to be, a very, very joyful event. We're watching this tournament, which is beginning right now.
I'm very professional.
Oh,
You're not.
is that so? Okay. Wow, look at this. We gotta see a familiar voice in action, and that's our wonderful, wonderful caster, Grace. There. How's your day so far? Actually, are you having fun? Did you finish all your work?
Yeah, and I also finished my workout, unlike someone else.
Hey, if you sleep at 4 a.m. every day, it's really hard, to get everything done properly. Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah. Because you have to stream Yuna as well,
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's not very one-dimensional, Here, let me see if I can get certain things set up. But today we got some exciting matches, Grace. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about the matches today?
Yeah, so we are having Shadow 9 with our boy Drew and some of my friends with Incognito. I think Incognito actually beat Shadow 9 last time. So Shadow 9 is looking to revenge this time. I'm very excited to see how they are performing tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Obviously, I want to say Incognito have a lot of good players, but Shadow 9, just like Grace correctly, so accurately, pinpoint accuracy pointed out that, got my boy Drew in there, so we gotta support. Look at the FF tag right there, right next to Drew's name. Beautiful, beautiful tag. So we gotta support that. Supreme Mia coming in.
Yeah. What do you think of the band?
I think the bands are pretty good so far. I just want to make sure everything audio is fine, guys. Like, can you hear Grace perfectly? Can you hear the game sound? I want to make sure everything is all right because we're about to walk into a broadcast right here, and then this is the first time that you see our lovely, lovely Grace. So I'm actually really excited. Let me see. I'm gonna set something up. This is being set up kind of like last minute. So we're trying to make sure that we'll make it look as presentable as possible. Obviously, Grace is ready all the time because we're talking about the one and only sexy and charming here.
All the time, but Dave kind of forced me. So I'm ready.
All right,
I have to be ready.
Yeah, oh, you increase the game sound? Here we
Your
go.
team is banning.
Can you hear, you can hear the game sound, right? You're in the spectator seat, Grace.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the sound open because I don't want to go into my mic.
Your team is picking.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about the draft, guys. This is Incognito taking on Shadow 9. But first, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets alike, you're now watching the North America Challenger Tournament Fall Season Elimination Stage. I'm your caster, Assassin Dave. With me, the one and only Grace. She's so fit, just like you said, she runs all the time. She's so fit that she thinks she could probably crack the shell of a nut with her legs thanks to her intense running schedule. That's how fit she is.
Dave, I thought this is a professional testing. What are you even talking about?
This is a professional casting, but at the same time, we also have to introduce our casters properly. That is right. So when we look at the draft right now, what do you think about both sides man pick?
Your team
I am really surprised that Valentina is actually out. They banned Faramis and Atlas, and they left out Valentina, and they actually banned the other side banned Moscow and Mia. They just really targeted our boy Drew. I feel really bad for Drew right now.
Yeah, Mia and Moscow, they understand the Supreme. They want to ban the Supreme, but just because boy Drew is Supreme out of those characters doesn't mean Drew cannot play any other marksman. I think they're underestimating the power of Drew. Foreign famous Drew, in fact, none other than the foreign famous Drew. So looking into the draft so far, I think Drew can really take his time. Think about what to pick. Is it going to be Beatrix? Is it going to be some other marksman? All of those can be considered in this draft. Clint is still available.
Yeah, and Aerosol is still available.
And Carrie is still available. There are just so many choices in a marksman role. In fact, they don't need to pick marksman. And sure enough, we saw the Paquito draft coming out from Team Shadow 9.
Yeah, I do want to say though, now it seems Valentina has a really good ult from Akai to copy, but Julian and Paquito's ult are not super useful for Valentina.
Right. It's absolutely, I mean, like, just because you copied Paquito doesn't mean you can do anything with it, right? You can probably jump in. I mean, I guess you can get a knock-up, but it does put you in a little bit of a harm's way, if you know what I mean. And Julian's ult, just like you so accurately pointed out, it doesn't really do anything, except for a root. Akai's ult is probably the most valuable in the copy.
Yep. Akai's ult is very, very extremely valuable to copy because you can just pin someone down with that blazing duet from Claude. You know, it can be fatal at the correct time.
Absolutely. And I heard there are some little issues on Twitch, so I'm going to fix that up real quick to make sure we don't have any more dramas coming out. Yep. I think we got everything figured out. Going forward to the draft, thank you for the recommendation. That was a sudden recommended reminder that something was up on Twitch. So with that being said, let's continue on the draft. It seems like Shadow 9 at this point have already finished their own jungle pick, right? Because when you have Julian, when you have Paquito, when you have Akai, the interesting thing about those three picks, they're flexible. They're flex picks. They can go any position. Akai can go jungle, Julian can go jungle, Paquito can go jungle, and vice versa. They can also go other lanes. So they're banning away the jungle position from Incognito because that's obviously has not been taken out yet. So very, very smart move from Team Shadow 9 so far.
I think we did see that Akai was equipped with Retribution, but now the Retribution has been passed on to Paquito. Or am I capping?
I mean, it's been shown, but we don't see and like who's gonna jungle until the very end, right? Because right now they might not switch, right? Because if they switch, what happens is sometime in draft, if you switch the player onto that role, it might tell the enemy team, oh, actually we know who their jungler is. We don't know who the character is, but the jungler is Ken. So if it's switch Ken, and all of a sudden you know who the jungler is. So I don't think that's the case. Maybe just something they're showing for now, just for fun. It's not really important. So I don't know exactly who's gonna go jungle, but we have the jaw headband coming out, which is really interesting.
It is very interesting because I heard some rumors that, you know, Jawhead is very strong, so we might see more Jawhead in upcoming NACT competitions. We might see more unstoppable force from Jawhead, but apparently it got taken out the first game of tonight.
Yep, Jawhead got taken out immediately. Now, we had another match previous to that was supposed to happen featuring Simpsons and Akatsuki, but unfortunately for them, we were not able to get the match shown because Akatsuki wasn't able to assemble all 5 members at the starting time. So, well, that means that Akatsuki does get eliminated from the draft, which means Simpsons does get a free progression all the way to top 16. The interesting thing that I was told by Grace about Team Simpsons, why don't you go ahead and tell the viewers about that?
Yeah, so Simpsons actually got 2 free wins in a row this NACT, although they got DQ'd last NACT. So, you know, it's very interesting. You know, you win some, you lose some, you get DQ'd some, and then you DQ others some.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You win some, you lose some, and you DQ other people. So let's take a look at the draft so far. We have Lilia being taken out, which does tell you we're most likely going to see a Julian jungle, if I'm not mistaken here. That is going to be an Akai as support. And then very interesting. They're using picks as bans. And Lilia's ultimate is actually quite interesting for Valentina to copy. So overall, I was actually expecting, for example, like maybe a Selena, because if you want to do like this, or maybe just go Julian mid, you know. But Shadow 9 actually took out a Lilia, which is quite surprising to me.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised too, because I mean, I can see how Panda would be roaming, but I thought Julian would go mid. But now it seems like Julian is going EXP with Petito jungle.
Yeah.
Or maybe they will switch spell last minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to do a quick reminder. If you're watching the stream right now, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. And for a lot of people who are asking about Ghost's matches, their matches will be streamed tomorrow, and we'll be right here covering all those matches, bringing you guys the state-of-the-art, top-class broadcast, so you can see Ghost's matches in style. Watch their progression into top 16, or it's going to be a brutal defeat or epic comeback, we shall find out. And speaking of Clint being one of the best marksman choices, here we go. We have FF Drew taking that character out.
What do you think of the draft? Which side do you like more?
It's a little bit interesting, I gotta say. I mean, it seems like, oh my goodness, are we gonna see a Julian going to the EXP lane?
We are.
Or maybe a
it seems we
Lilia.
are.
Yeah, because this is a little bit of unorthodox, to be honest. I was not sure what's going on, and now I'm just even more not sure.
I would be super surprised if Lilia is actually going to EXP lane. I think we are going to see a Julian XP, a Kai, Rome, and Lilia mid. That's my prediction.
Yeah, which is really interesting because it's not something that you do traditionally, but nonetheless, still, you know, showing something different than before. I like it.
Yeah, and what do you think of Karina jungle?
The Karina jungle, I think is actually quite okay because most of the characters, most of the players do like to do, I mean, who play Karina like to play Karina tank. So it's definitely viable, I should say, you know, but is it the best? We don't know.
Yeah, and also for those no, Incognito actually beat Shadow Knight last round when they went toe-to-toe with each other. So this time Shadow Knight is really looking for revenge, and I personally is very excited to see how they can pull the revenge off and secure a spot in the top 16.
Now, the interesting thing is you do have a lot of early game picks. From Shadow 9, you have Lilia, you have Paquito. But once you have the Akai support, I have not seen too many good Akai support, especially in front of the face of Block, which is really powerful in the early game. Speaking of powerful, Riz got taken down to 1 HP, and now Jungle definitely used the Flicker coming to finish off the kill and secure the first blood into the pocket of Team Shadow 9.
Yep, they are playing very aggressive early game to capitalize their early game advantage with the Lilia, with Paquito, and with Akai.
But at what cost?
We might see a good roaming Akai this game, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, with that little bit of aggression in early game, look at Karina did a really interesting rotation, giving up the early game on the top side, you know, but invaded successfully, secure her level 4, and putting Kim behind. Even though that entire side of Shadow 9 secured the first spot and all that, But Ken's only level 3 compared to a close to 4.5 Karina.
And we see Ken is trying to invade.
Yeah. What an interesting rotation. What a smart rotation coming out from the jungler of Team Incognito.
Yeah, because they now do have an advantage for the turtle, and they are positioning very well for the turtle as well. Are we seeing Uranus losing to Julian?
Oh, here we go. The Kai comes out. It's actually the fake Kai, but Paquita with a beautiful retreat will secure the turtle into Shadow Knight's pocket. Now they're pursuing Tuna Fish. They're trying to get the KO. The Kai's habit's been coming out, but no one's paying into the wall as now Shadow Knight's moving forward, looking for more into the jungle of Team Incognito.
Yeah, although Akai's ult did not come next, they are denying the other side their jungle. Now Karina might have to use retreat, yes.
Oh, here we go. You can see the retreat comes out, and Ken got taken out, and Incognito got another kill in retaliation.
Shadow Knight did overstay their welcome in Incognito's jungle and got punished by the Karina respawning from their base.
I heard there's a little bit of lag going on YouTube. Are you guys not able to watch the stream properly? Here, let me see. Oh, actually, the stream's going on. Okay, I was a little bit like scared, you know, when people tell me that a little bit of lag. But it seems like it's going okay, right? Like scared. Okay, here we go. It should be okay. Yeah, let's continue. Sorry about that.
And we do see, I think two teams are, they both rotated to bot for their marksman, but nothing really happened. I think they both are playing pretty safe.
Yeah, Drew on the bottom side, one on trade. Look, just be a little bit of vertical trading on HP bar. Pagudo making his way into the bush, getting wall charge onto the wall. The follow-up is enough. Despite a heavy spin, Team Incognito take the kill onto the jungler of Shadow 9. Follow up with a double kill into their own pocket.
Yeah, and I have to say, there was an outplay by the Brock on Incognito's side. The stun was, it was just so long, you know, and his team can just perfectly follow up. On the other hand, Akai couldn't really, you know, pin any opponent onto the wall for his teammates to follow up.
Yep.
So definitely got outplayed by Incognito there.
And this is why you don't let Valentina out and then pick up. When you give Valentina, you gotta have the understanding, or you gotta have like the realization that you're not gonna pick a lot of characters with heavy ults. Because otherwise, look, you know, Ling Chen just took away the heavy spin one more time from the Akai, and now you're gonna have a confusing Akai ult from the other side.
Yeah, and I do think that, see, both EXP laners rotated to Turtle.
Akai coming in with engage, but at the same time, Claude from a beautiful blade to into the back. Jungle Dip taking you 1 HP. Claude jumping back, but at the same time, it's a jungler from Team Shadow 9 who goes down first, as Turtle will be taken down by Team Incognito.
As you just said, you don't want to let Valentina ult. You don't want to let Valentina out without having a perfect response for Valentina. Just look at that. She not only secured kill, but the turtle.
Yeah.
And she's dodging all the knockups from Julian. That is not good news for Shadow 9.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of disconnect. You have a Kai going in, you know, pinning the Karina onto the wall, but then there is no follow-up really on Karina, and if you look at items so far at 5 minutes, Karina's going full tank. Like, it's gonna be really, really hard to kill the Karina when Clint is not even close to being developed. He only has Endless Battle as the first item, and obviously, speaking of that, the magic shoes come out, and Zaru will be able to flee away to safety. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, wall charge plus Tuna Fish jumping in, but it's not gonna be enough to secure the kill onto Drew.
Yeah, Valentina is just so strong right now. I heard she got nerfed. I don't see any difference. I think she is still very dominating.
Yeah, Jungle Dip on the top side, doing pretty well against Trust, but at what cost? The swift rotation from Tuna Fish will make sure that Jungle Dip and Julian will find no more damage to the health bar of his teammate and take the kill from Shadow 9.
Shadow 9 though did secure the bottom tower at the same time, so there's a little bit trade going on. So we see the gold difference is not that huge. It's a little bit more than 2k, but Incognito does have a lead at 7 minutes mark. And let's see, Valentina can always call Akai ult.
Yeah. Absolutely. This third turtle has just spawned, and the Team Incognito is already setting up. We have 4 members from Incognito at the turtle, swiffing at it. Ling Chen does have the Akai ultimate one more time, dashing in, doing put in damage. Low charge comes out, turtle being secured. The 2 with the heavy spin coming out, pushing everybody away just to make sure that Shodan can find an escape. But not so lucky for Zavru, as he will be caught out and taken down. The 2 jumps in to save the mid lane, but it's just him who's gonna be eliminated from the map. It's 2-0, and the entire side of Incognito is rushing in, looking for the 3rd kill. Beautiful interruption from Ken to make sure Tuna Fish will not find a kill onto the Julian.
Brock did so well zoning out the entire team, and just as Akai was trying to escape with heavy spin, Valentina used the top beat heavy spin to secure 2 kills.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you don't want to Valentina out and choose and let Akai out, because it just one good ult, Valentina can just copy all the time.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Beautiful heavy spin, pinning Timon to the wall, but it's not gonna be enough as this guy's way too fed. Sorry for Team Shadow 9. The entire side of Team Incognito is too gigantic at this point, but still it's a 2-2 trade. And Ling Chen now facing a little bit of danger, have to dash away. He got the chain. He's been locked down Zazuru, and Tuna Fish is looking to finish off the job.
And can the Julian escape? Nope, that was actually, that turned out to be a 2-2-4 trade in favor of Incognito. They are just dominating right now.
Absolutely. I mean, this domination is... It was a nice little bit of a hiccup on the bottom side. First away, he had a Grox in the wall, and then Akai leveraged that wall from wrist to pin Timon onto the wall. It was just, there was no follow-up because Timon was in the bush. And then when they start doing damage to the quad, it's a little bit too late. This quad has already done the entire blazing duet. Damage comes out, the 2 jumps in, looking for the engage, can't quite find it. Timon is able to leverage the fast fingers to get to safety.
Yeah, and also Claude is already pretty fat right now. We saw how much damage he already can do on Petito. And Petito is...
Petito comes in!
Actually,
the rescue did not connect. Wall charge onto the side. It's going to be the blazing duet. Finish out the job. Jungle Dim taking out the 2. Will be eliminated from the map. Drew is trying to find as much damage as he can. But sorry, Drew is not going to be okay as the entire side of actually Incognito is unstoppable at this point.
Yeah, I were just talking about how much damage Claude is already doing, and we saw the blazing duet coming out, and all the members on the other side are getting very low, and the Uranus is low, and Uranus is also getting so tanky at this point with his slow and with his tankiness. You know, they're really just having a lead in this game right now. They have complete map control, and look at Lilia.
Lilia on the bottom side, try to find as much defense as possible to soak out the minion wave before she falls to the 3-man tower dive. And now Ling Chen copied Akai just one more time to push the real Akai away from the defense. It's 1-2 towers going down to the bottom lane. There's no more outer turret remaining except for one little tower onto the top side. Team Incognito is running through this game like storm.
It's pretty sad to see that the real Akai is always using heavy spin to escape, while Valentina is using the top beat heavy spin to go on the offensive side of the team fight.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you look at the entire game, look at the farm right now. Claw is sitting at 9,200 gold with 3 full items, going for the 4th. And look at Clint, you know, it's just not gonna be enough. Oh, here we go, the double camouflage comes in. The setup is pretty comprehensive, but the 2 cannot find the heavy spin that they need. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you wanna get a good Akai, the engage is so not reliable. Like, I think the whole time I watch MPL as well as esports in Mobile Legends in North America, there's truly only one Akai. In MPL Indonesia region, I forgot a player that did okay with engages, but nonetheless, still just not so reliable compared to some other tanks.
Yeah, and you also kind of need to catch the other side off position. Like if they're out of position, then it's easier for you to ping them to the wall and for your
Right.
team to follow up. But if the other side is not making any mistake, it's just really hard, as you said, for a Kai to engage. And now we can see there's almost 10k gold difference.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And if you're watching the stream, this stream is brought to you by Grace and her friend Dave. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell to all notification bells. We're now watching Team Incognito versus Team Shadow 9 in the best out of 3. Right now, Incognito in the lead in game 1.
Yeah, and I think Shadow 9 is just really playing very safe right now. They don't want to make any mistake because any mistake might mean the end of the game for them. While the other side is also playing very patient to get a good position for the Lord.
Absolutely.
They're actually both trying to contest the Lord. I think the 2 is trying to do vision for his team.
But at this point, fighting the Lord might be suicide, but that's also your only chance. Are they gonna go for it? It seemed like Shadow 9 decided to give that Lord away and play a little bit safe.
Yeah, it was uncontested. And look at Valentina. She has a Kai's ult again. Very dangerous for the next team fight with Lord. And Incognito only lost 1 tower this entire time, while Shadow Knight has only 3 inhibitor left. Doesn't looking good with this Lord crashing down in the mid lane.
Absolutely, with the Lord coming in, crashing down, with all 3 minion wave being managed, being completely frozen and taken care of. Let's take a look at the gold, take a look at the farm. Valentina is sitting at 2,000 gold lead compared to the corresponding counterpart on Lilia. And Claw is sitting at 3,000 gold lead compared to Clint. So overall, it's just such a controlling lead to Incognito. And now they're looking to dive into the high ground tower as Lord charging in. Ling Chen comes in with a beautiful heavy spin, pushing a Kai out. The 2 heavy paw, the heavy spin just stay alive, but it's not gonna be enough as a monster kill goes to the jungler on Karina.
Yeah, we do see those 2 heavy spin, as you point out, clash into each other. But we do see that Valentina already.
Klein comes in and Blazing Duet find the damage onto the back line. Klein taking low and he will be taken out. Godlike is Karina and his entire team of Incognito taking game 1.
That was just too much damage from Blazing Duet from Claude. As you can see, after the Blazing Duet, everyone was already very low, and you have to use Blood Shield on Lilia's side. You have to go back to base. No one to defend the minion and the pistol.
Yeah.
Incognito just won with that Lord push.
You know, initially, when I first looked at the draft from Shadow 9, I thought they actually had a decent draft. You know, because with 3 flex picks, Paquito, Akai, and Julian. But then they decided to take out another Lilia, which got me really confused, because I thought Julian can go mid, you have Paquito side lane, Akai jungle, that seems pretty good. You know, you just need to get into the support choices and get a marksman choices. But then it really confused me with all those mix-ups. Like, not only did they confuse the enemy, I'm pretty sure they confused themselves. And then goes through this very, very interesting draft in the end.
Well, to be fair though, Julian did a pretty good job 1v1 that Uranus early game. It's just Claude is too powerful in this meta after the 1-1 and Beatrice nerf. Because Claude he's the most powerful marksman right now. I mean, Clint is also very good, but he's just not as good as Claude.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're walking to the second game. We have now Shadow 9 being the first pick, first ban, and Incognito being the second pick, second ban. Who's gonna come off on top? We shall find out in the second draft. This is again brought to you by Assassin Dave was the one and only Grace, a woman who is so above and beyond intelligent that most men fear opening their mouth in her presence. Except for Dave, because I'm the coolest, good at the baddest.
Thanks, Dave. While praising me, praise yourself a little bit as well. Very, very nice.
You thought it was a praise for our co-caster, but little did you know, in the end, we had a little twist and turn and come back to Dave. That's right. This is why it is the greatest. All right, the second draft, we have a Faramis being first ban, and for Mia, again, the respect ban for the Supreme. Very, very, very respectful bans coming out from Incognito.
Say, it's not only respect ban, it's a very, very good ban, right? Because Because our boy Drew is a very, very good Mia. It puts a lot of pressure on the other side. Well, I haven't really seen Drew playing Claude or Clint. On the other hand,
yeah. I mean, I understand Mia and Moscow is such good such like comfortable picks for Drew, but is it really ban worthy? Because we mean like we can't even win ranked games.
The fire of battle. Your team is banning.
oh, I thought this is a professional casting. You're roasting our boy Drew.
I'm just kidding. Drew is the best. Drew is the goat. So I mean, like, it's understandable. I would have banned those characters as well. And sure enough, I mean, Drew is doing pretty well on Clint. It's just, again, I think the all draft, they drafted a lot of meta picks, but they eventually drafted themselves into a corner. And that's exactly what we saw in the last game. You know, like I said, it's just the initial drafts are okay, and it's getting weirder and weirder as we go. So right now, the Valentina is still up. I think Incognito might be thinking about banning that.
I think they should probably ban Claude. Claude really gave them a hard time last game with Blazing Duet.
Come on, Dexter.
Yep, we do see that Claude being taken out. As I was just saying, it was as if they're watching our stream.
Yeah, it's of course. I mean, they have to. Right? It's very important to be doing that because it will be a shame if you don't do that. So
I didn't cure the pain.
And we do see that Valentina got taken out, so there's less pressure to draft against Valentina this time on either team side.
Yeah, and for those who are in the chat wondering why a character like Mia and Moscow are being banned. Because for Team Shadow 9, we have Supreme players, the US number 1, number 2,
Your team is my name.
Moscow and Clint, Mia, all on one player. And his name is foreign famous Drew on the 3rd slot.
We just saw Diddy pick, first pick on Shadow 9's team, and I saw an Atlas on the other side. I was just like, are we going to see an Atlas pick after Diddy? And they switched to Uranus. They again really prioritize Uranus. What do you think of that?
I'm not so sure. I think Uranus is a decent pick, but is it an absolute must pick? It's not something that I'm fully comfortable with, because I think there are so many other choices that you can be taking out. Just like when I say other choices, here we go, Esmeralda being taken out, and there's also Akai and Belmont available on the map right now to be grabbed. So literally for Team Shadow 9, they have so many choices. What are they going to go with? Are they going to go with the Diggy plus Belmont secure combo? Just when when you try to secure, you have Diggy popping that ultimate to make sure that you can really disrupt the Belmont, and Belmont goes in secure the objective. Or are you gonna go with the Kai? They didn't even take it.
Yeah, they didn't take any of them. They actually took Melissa for Drew and locked in that Esme. That's very interesting picks. I agree with you. I think that Akai and Belmont are more prioritized for the first 3 picks. So I'm surprised. The other side might take Belmont.
And for those who are asking about Grace's Instagram, Grace, you can go ahead and post your Instagram, but I think Grace's Instagram is private right now, right? Is that what you're setting?
I made it public, but I don't really have a lot of posts. Of course, I will love any followers, but
what you're doing? Start posting the Instagram links and post some pictures in there, right? We need those. We need those simpable pictures, okay? We don't need some regular pictures. We need those pictures so people go like, oh my god, you know how you see the comments? You don't really see comments on it anymore. All you see is hearts, and or those emojis, monkey emojis with 2 hearts, on the eye. Like, we need those kind of pictures, okay? That's what we need.
I saw this is professional casting.
This is a professional casting, but at the same time, look at a draft. We do have the 1-1 taken out by Incognito. Interesting pick for sure. 1-1 has gotten a quite interesting nerf recently, but doesn't mean 1-1's not playable. I think 1-1 is actually quite playable, especially 1-1 with Inspire. You can still be so flexible in like just running around and killing everybody, get a frontline low, and eventually pop the ultimate and just deleting the entire team. Now, the only thing is, 1-1 is completely countered by someone like Minthithar. So are we going to see a Minthithar pick coming out from entire team of Shadow 9?
I think a really good 1-1 is definitely a game changer. But on the other hand, do you think that Melissa's ult actually can counter 1-1's ult? Because Melissa can just use go away, and 1-1's crossbow of Ton cannot hit her, I think, right?
No, you can still hit her.
Tripping?
You can still damage.
You can still hit her.
Yeah, you can any skills, you can still damage her. The ultimate only makes it where you cannot get in melee range. So if you want to dash onto Melissa, it's impossible. Melissa is a pick that's really, really good against characters with heavy dive. So you can kind of understand why they picked Melissa here, because they want to get rid of characters like Uranus or Proquito, who's going to be diving the backline the entire game. And potentially, Melissa is a really good pick against even a Fanny pick, for example, right? Like Fanny, when they try to dive, they want to dive the marksman, but if you have Melissa, Fanny cannot even get close or do damage to the Melissa. So here, it makes sense because you're trying to counter those two characters. But Melissa is actually really, really strong late game. And I think Melissa eventually might be stronger than 1-1 if Melissa get a really good, initiation onto 1-1.
I think both marksmen are pretty late game. 1-1 is also very late game, right? Yeah. So they do have both marksmen covering their late game. Who do you think have early game advantage? I think Diggy.
I mean, Diggy does have a little bit of wave clear. The silent we cannot tell right now. Right now we see the silent and marksman lane, which are both pretty late game if you look at it, right? So both sides trying to get rid of the options the other team have. We're gonna see Lilia being banned out. There's still Eve available on the map. There's still characters like Julian available on the map, which can be used as a mid lane. And right now we have the first pick going to Incognito, which means they have the prio on taking on the Julian. But if they want some ranged characters, they can also consider a character like Valir, which is really, really good. Lunox doesn't have that much of a wave clear, but a really good counter for a character like Diggy, for a character like Esmeralda.
Yeah, I think Lunox is a pretty good pick right now, because Lunox is very strong late game, but early game, her wave clear is also really good, while the other side is taking out Sicilian. I think it's too late game, right? Because they have marksman who is late game and Sicilian who really relies on those stats, which you don't get until pretty late.
Hold that thought just for half a second, because now we might see Jawheart coming out. Jawheart is a really, really strong early game character. Now we got switched out by Karina. Now, if we're gonna have a Julian and Karina, you might be right. We're looking at a potentially heavily late game focused composition from the entire side of Shadow 9, and I'm not so sure if they can even hold until that late game, knowing that Team Incognito is ready to end this game in 12 minutes.
For one side, I thought we are going to see another Jawheart in our NACT, but unfortunately, we are not seeing the on-meta pick right now. I don't think they want to risk their only chance to go to top 16 for some experiment.
Right, but Jawheart is also really strong though. Like irrefutable fact right now is Jawheart is looking really, really strong. I'm just hoping the team takes that once or twice, but we might have to wait until top 8 matches because that's double elimination. So team might have more room to do experiment. I know a lot of teams are testing Jawheart in scrims as well. I think it's just we have not seen those scrims to know whether it's viable or not. So eventually we're gonna have a Rafaela being taken out, just so that they don't get countered by the Diggy. So very smart draft one more time coming out from Incognito. And now, can Team Shadow 9 hold on to the 15 minutes? We shall find out.
And I did hear that Rafaela kind of countered Diggy because of her heals respond to Diggy's bombs. So I think that's a pretty good pick right there.
Yep. For a smart pick, I like it. I gotta say, Incognito come prepared. They want to go to top 16. They want to grab the juicy prizes, and they want to start off the game, the series, the entire NACT strong. And ladies and gentlemen, as we walk into the land of dawn, I'm your caster assassin, Dave. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. With me is our one and only sexy and charming Grace, the kind of girl you can take home to your family, because then she will get closer to them than you are, and will slowly phase you out.
Jesus, you're selling me again, Dave. That's not good.
Credit to John for all those praises.
Okay, I'm not reading the chat right now, but thank you, John. Thank you for selling me on Dave's podcast.
As we come into the broadcast, in a mid-lane crash, It seems like Lin Chen is doing pretty okay so far, clearing waves, and Sicilian is definitely falling behind, even with Dickie's help.
Yeah, and we do see that Rafaela is able to heal those bombs by Digi, so it is a response to Digi's poking ability.
And remember, not only heal, this is also a really great tool just for, really great tool just to get away from those bombs, right? Because you can speed everybody up. So if you speed up just fast enough, it can be really, really good. So now, the first little sneaky Lisa Wonder actually got taken away by Karina. A very, very different opening than previous game. Because we know last game, by the beautiful rotation, top lane, the one-on-one. Drew already showed the domination while we're casting this game. Grabbing the first blood one more time into Shadow 9's pocket.
And a little bit of the golden plate on the top tower. That is our boy Drew showing you his Melissa.
Showing that he's just built different gaming. You know, it doesn't matter how hard the game may be. As long as we have Drew, we have hope.
Yeah, and we do see that the Shadow Knight team is rotating bottom, getting ready for the first turtle spamming.
Ken comes in. I think he popped the retry. That is a little bit interesting here. He used the retry there. That means he's not going to have retry for the turtle fight. Oh, the top side. Oh, just when I say Drew is about to reign supreme. We have the 3-man rotation all the way to the turtle top lane, and Drew will be taken out, giving T-Bone quite a bit of farm with his entire wave and go play on the top side. Now, Poquito looking to steal. Can he get it? Knowing that Karina does not have the retry until 9 more seconds.
Yeah, I think Incognito really wanted to shut down Drew, but they also rotated very fast to this first turtle with Rafaela.
Oh, here we go. You have Tuna Fish taking low, and the first turtle goes to the favor of Team Shadow 9. It's a 1-to-1 trade so far, and Shadow 9 looking for more. But when they realize all the skills are depleted, both teams back away to their respective side.
Yeah, and let's look at their gold. Actually, Incognito has a little bit more of the gold lead there. Just a little bit of the advantage. And they are rotating.
Are you talking about the gold right now? Because if you look at the gold right now, Shadow 9...
Shadow Knight, yeah, sorry. Shadow Knight does have a little bit more advantage.
It got me worried there. For a second, I was not sure. You know, I thought I was tripping again. Oh, on the top side, the entire team comes into 3-2-2, and it seems like Drew will get a little bit of gold plate before he runs out. Just showing the supremacy, showing the domination on the top side. Karina might find a Lunox into the bush, but have to use the skill 1 to quickly roam away.
Yeah, the two sides are heavily prioritizing their marksmen this game to help their late game marksmen. And I think we do see a little bit advantage on Shadow Knight's side with the Diddy Spawn with Drew's early aggression.
You know, it's very interesting because you have a late game competition who is doing really well right now. If this gets to super late game, I think Shadow 9 is gonna take us to a match 3.
Yeah, see, because I do think that although Lunox is pretty strong early, but she is stronger late game. So I'm very excited to see which mage will come online earlier in this round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is Sicilian gonna get the poke, or is Lunox gonna get the one shot? It's all a mystery, and then we'll find out in a little bit. Look at the bottom lane. Peaceful trading on minions. Nothing. It's like, okay, you get mine, I get yours. Let's have an agreement. Let's have a peace treaty. You know, no one really hurt each other, okay? Both sides stayed at 100% HP. But Esmeralda, Jungle Div decided to cut the way before the rotation. Meanwhile, it seems like Team Incognito's ready for the contest. And they will secure the turtle as Baquito not only take the turtle, but take the kill onto Melissa. Diggy is in trouble, looking to get himself away, but it's a little bit too short and too slow for the full dive from Incognito. And this is Incognito coming back in the game.
Yeah, and we did see a 4v5 there, which clearly was not good for Shadow Knight. What do you think of the decision to cut lane there? I personally think that, you know, it really resulted in the 2 losses on the Shadow Knights.
It wasn't just the Esmeralda wasn't there. It also the jungler wasn't there. Speaking of jungler not there, Ken is now to make up the absence here, and now trying to pull on, you know, show the team some love and pay some child support, going into the early aggression onto the side of Incognito, but not able to find anything because this is Karina we're talking about here. Really, it's an executioner, not a fight starter.
Yeah, and they are a little bit behind right now, so they also don't want to, forcefully engage and lose any more member on their team.
Yeah, quite interesting, guys. Quite interesting so far. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, as you watch, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells, so you can stay tuned for all the NACT qualifiers. Oh, speaking of NACT qualifiers, Zazu on the top side might be a little bit of trouble here. The damage won't be sufficient to take out the mid laner. The two will pop the shield, just stay alive. But at what cost? It's a trade. As the marksman on the center will be taken out, as the mid laner will be taken out. It's 1-to-1 trade so far. Drew's looking for more. Karina finally dive in, issue the ultimatum. The price is death. Double kill to the pocket of Ken, as now Paquito will find the double kill in return.
That was still an equal trade. I'm very impressed. I think those two teams, they're equally qualified for this tournament, and they are just it's just this very close game. Every time we see a kill, there's another kill on the other side. It's just trades after trades.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see the trade, they can only mean two things. They're equally good or equally bad. So I actually don't know exactly what's going on here. But we only assume it's equally good. We're getting to a ferocious game that both sides are not pulling any punches. They're just, giving the enemy a run for their money, especially when we're talking about our boy Drew onto Melissa, really showing supremacy on the top lane, doing really, really well. But both marksmen are pretty late game. It's all about, again, who gets the first strike, who gets the initial damage onto the opposition.
Yeah, and Paquito did secure the second turtle for Team Incognito.
Yeah.
Cementing their tiny goat lead there.
Here we go, Karina comes out, and Lunox will pop the ultimate just to stay alive. A life form ultimate, a beautiful, beautiful reaction time there. Meanwhile, Sicilians continue gonna stack on the mana, stack on the passive. This guy soon enough will no longer just be a fight participant, but a fight decider in all those team fights. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, a beautiful rotation from Tuna Fish to make sure the bottom tier 1 tower goes down. Top lane wave has already been cleared, and now Timo looking for the ultimate. Can he activate? It's not gonna be enough. It's a 2-to-1 trade, and Team Shadow9 takes the fight on the top lane.
Another trade, 1 kill for 1 tower.
Here we go. Zazu taking very low, he's trying to get himself away. Not gonna happen. Lin Chen popped the flicker to make sure he sealed the... Wait, what? Sealed the fate for the mid lane of Team Shadow9.
And they did take down the mid lane tower as well, while Shadow Knight taking down the top tower. It's a little bit trade there, but I think it went in favor for Team Incognito. I do think that Lunox has a little bit more advantage at this point in game compared to the Sicilian. We still yet haven't seen Sicilian coming online with his damage, with his contribution to team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what I'm saying. We have a heavy late game comp. You're gonna run into some problems in the early to mid game rotations, and that's exactly what we're seeing. They're really start lacking in the mid game team fight. And look at the overall macro wise. 3 towers for all tier 1 tower has been taken down, shattered to the ground, to the favor of Team Incognito. And speaking of towers, look at a little bit of retribution coming in. Raphael will go down. The time travel will come out to save the team. Not gonna be enough. Atrox is diving in under the jungle dip. Look at Timo looking to pop the ultimate. Can't quite find it. It's a 1-to-1 trade. Melissa does find the bottom tier 1 tower all the way across the map.
Yeah, that was actually quite lucky on the Team Incognito side. Lunox just escaped with 1 tap. They lacked the Shadow Knight really lacked a little bit damage there without Melissa joining the team fight.
Yeah, and they still did okay, to be honest, They got a kill.
Yep.
Ooh, Drew on the bottom side. Now time to fight the Tuna Fish. Look at the ultimate though! The pure counter in its fullest display. But can Drew survive the 3-man dive? It seems like it's not gonna be enough. But with the jungler taken out, it's Team Shadow9 who's gonna make a move onto the Lord.
Yeah, we do see very fast response on Team Shadow's part after we see the other team's jungler die. They just immediately started.
The Lord has been taking down jungle dip, trying to survive as long as it can. No casualty just yet, and Shadow9 secured the first Lord in the game.
Yeah, that was one-on-one trade, but with Lords on Shadow Knight's side, they actually have a little bit more lead right now. They are making a comeback to this game.
Absolutely. Look at this goal differences, right? Just swinging back and forth. You know, like we said, we're a believer for our boy Drew here, for the entire team of Shadow 9, and they're showing us they're not letting us down, you know? They're doing absolute best to take us to match 3. Look how swingy this is. This is what happens when you get Lord. You can easily take you to about a 2,000 gold advantage. Speaking of gold advantage, Ken might be throwing just a little bit of advantage away. Getting caught out in the enemy jungle. 1 versus 4 might not be a good idea, my friend. As Ken will go down, and this might be an interesting fight on the bottom side. Drew, this is exactly what he does in rank. 1 versus 5. It's going to be enough. It sure enough is not going to be sufficient, and Drew will be taken out from the map.
We might have seen some miscommunication on Shadow Knight's behalf because they went to 2 people invading jungle and got punished there, and Melissa solo push bot got punished again. Now their guild lead is diminishing. They actually, if we look at their guild lead, is a little bit lagging right now.
Yeah, wherever interesting, they could have executed Lord and get a lot more out of it. But I guess Team Shadow 9 decided to go with a little bit of peaceful mode, and you know, we'll give you guys a little bit of advantage. You know, go ahead and take it. Just don't tell me. You know, I'm gonna close my eyes, just take it and go. Take it and go. That's exactly what happened. And then Incognito, they're pretty shameless about it also. They're like, okay, I will take the lead, you know, wherever we can. Here we go. The jungle div walking the center. The target is gonna be Lin Chen running out to Trust, who's taken instantly low, and Trust have to pop the ultimate just to stay alive.
Yeah, but it turned out it was just a little bit trade of skills. Nothing big is happening. And as you said, the 2 teams are really just poking each other right now. There's not a lot of actions going on after the Lord push.
Absolutely, not a lot of action at all. The gold is completely the same right now on both sides. And I gotta say, I mean, this is super late game already, I would say, right? Look at it. Let's take a look at items on both sides.
Ooh, we might see a little bit
bottom
action.
lane. This is Shadow 9 finding the window opportunity. Open up the game by taking down the EXP laner. Jungle Div might be caught. The 2 is going to be instantly taken low. Pop the time travel to stay alive. Lin Chen will be taking down 1 HP. Have to get away. Ken diving in. Looking for the kill into the mid laner. Can he find the damage? And yes, he is. But at what cost? Ken's taking very low. But this entire team of Shadow 9 marching forward. It's a 3-0. And Shadow 9 destroy their opposition in this skirmish.
We see a very, very decisive engagement with that falling star move from Esme onto their EXP and gave them an advantage, and now they're taking down the Lord with 3 members lost on the other side.
Wow. Well, I thought Diggy got caught, but it turned out if you engage on Diggy, like, very miscoordinatedly, like it didn't turn out well. You know, it's not going to turn out well. As the Diggy quickly is to pop the time travel, and then sure enough, you get to safety, and you already used all your skills, and the rest of the team just dive in, and that's going to be GGWP. Let's take a look at items. As the Lord is going to be marching forward into the Incognito's base. We have Melissa fully stacked out, walking to the very last item, most likely are going to be the Wind of Nature, compared to 1-1 who's sitting at 1,000 gold behind and just starting the very last item, and it seems like it's gonna be an Immortality.
Yeah, and 1-1 is actually not building boots at all.
Yeah. Here we go, Lord coming in as the mid lane way has been shoved. Trust taking low, and he will pop the ultimate to stay alive, but Lord is already making the way onto the high ground tower itself. Is the team Shadow Knight looking to end the game right here and right now. The damage is in, but it's a 1-to-1 trade so far. 1-1 with the crossbow of Tang, looking for kill number 1, dive on to kill number 2, but it's not gonna be enough as Karina is way too swift to run away from the team fight.
But that was still a very good defense, because I saw Lord was full HP crashing down to the crystal. I thought they would win this game, but apparently 1-1 popped out his ult and defended this Lord. Although he didn't get many kills, but you know, we have to give her the credit for the beautiful defense.
And this is exactly why you don't want to go crazy mode, just because you have, like the Lord, just because you think you have the advantage. Every small mistake at this level will be heavily punished to full extent. And that's exactly what happened. We see very little weight management coming out from Team Shadow 9, and the result was absolutely devastating to their side. They lost 3 members, and a wonderful defense coming out from Team Incognito.
Exactly. It seems they just made the decision to full push with the Lord without managing the wave, which did not pay out their intended dividends there.
Yeah, this is like investing in bitcoins right now. You know, it's just sad. It is so sad.
Oh, I think I heard some sadness there.
There's some heartbreak. There's for sure some heartbreak. On the bottom lane, EXP lane, one-on-one action. It's a tank-on-tank crime, and no one's gonna come off on top. Oh, here we go. The fourth wheel comes in. The pull connects onto Trust. Will pop the ultimate and get away.
Yeah, they didn't. I'm glad they didn't overextend there because last time their strategy to kill off Uranus first works, but this time I think the other team was prepared to help Uranus there. You know, not to let history repeating itself.
Absolutely. Speaking of not letting history repeating itself, here's 1-1. Already proccing a back point onto Ken, who have to walk away to safety. But knowing this is a 5 vs 4, Team Shadow 9 is making a move onto the Lord once again. Ken is trying to zone the enemy jungle away, but Lord is taking low though. Is Ken gonna secure the Lord? He's coming in, and the jungle will be taken out. Team Shadow 9 take the Lord, but at what cost? Crossbow of NACT and coming out from one more time, and this time the result is very satisfying. They get a 2-man kill, and Timo still dancing around looking for the damage. No one can stop this man except for Jungle Death. It's a 3-4 trade, but with Lunox and with Uranus on the map, can Diggy find the defense on the mid lane?
Well, their Lord is coming out, right? So I guess Diggy with Lord. Oh, that doesn't look good for Shadow Knight. Diggy cannot defend, and there's one. Oh, they don't have minions.
Yeah, but they don't have minions. You know, like the thing about it is when you only have 2 people available. Dude, I gotta say that 1-1 kill was so crucial on Esmeralda. She traded her life for the 1-1. If 1-1 didn't die there, this is game over. This is a clean sweep by Team Incognito. But Shadow 9, Esmeralda came clutch in the very end.
It just shows how strong 1-1 still is after the nerf. He is still very, very viable and crucial in team fights. You know, if you can...
Yeah. This also shows you why you have to have characters that can lock down those high mobility marksmen, such as 1-1, such as Quad. And that's now we have this game. Top lane, one more time. This is Deja Vu. Can Trust run away? He's running away lightning speed with the sprint, with the ultimate, and he gets out just in time.
Well, the Paquito is actually invading Shadow Knight's jungle, denying them resources. We see the Drew is still very close.
1-1 looking for the damage, looking at the backline. Drew! This might be a Mia action right here. Look at Drew standing in a bush. He's getting pulled right here. Why is Drew not initiating? He's waiting for the right moment. He's waiting for the opportunity. But I don't know what opportunity exactly he's looking for, my guy. As the marksman was right next to him. And is he looking for the mage?
We did see though, because 1-1 Diddy has to pop out his time journey, so I think that puts some hesitation into Drew's mind. He doesn't know if he wants to engage and risk the ultimate from 1-1.
What an interesting game so far. Now let's take a look at how many immortality both sides have right here. We have immortality about 1 or 2. I think it was a 2 immortality and 1 active on the side of Team Shadow 9, when we have about 1, 2, oh actually just about 1-1 immortality on both sides. And 1 a mid laner, 1 a jungler. So no one really have the immortality advantage, I would say, like the quantity of it. So going to late game team fights, it will all come down to the execution. It's mainly this Timon on 1-1. They have to find a way to kill this guy. Or let Sicilian do more poke before they engage in a full-on team fight.
Yeah, and we do see that with 20 minutes in, both teams are almost all full build right now. And we also see that because 1-1 didn't buy boots, he does have 1 more damage item than our boy Drew.
Oh, this is not looking good right here. As the Lord being taken low, and this time we'll be taken down by the Paquito Tuna Fist, secure the turtle. Mia on the back, one more time, popping the ultimate. And this time, already 2 men down. Make it 3-0 as the entire team, Incognito, is running through the whole Shadow 9 base. Is that what's gonna stop this push? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, and I do think that see a little bit more miscommunication on Team Shadow Knights behalf before the Lord fight, because we did see that they were targeting different people and now their crystal is going down. That's a secured top 16 spot for Incognito.
Incognito take this win. Now, it's still big congratulations Incognito for dude, their name is so hard to read. Incognito. For making their way all the way to top 16 here. Nonetheless, I still want to give a shout out to my boy Drew for making it this far. Now they show that they have the potential, but obviously a lot of mistakes being made throughout the game, and they got heavily punished. There was opportunities where they could even win the game and potentially take us to a game 3. But nonetheless, overall the victory goes to Team Incognito.
Yeah, and let's see the damage. Our boy Drew did do 28% of damage comparing to 1-1, 29% damage. I have to say that 1-1 is still a very strong marksman in the meta. And you don't want to open up 1-1 if you don't have a full answer for her ultimate.
Absolutely. I mean, eventually it all comes down to like a mobility, right? 1-1 just has the mobility that I was thinking Melissa doesn't have, and Melissa just got dove over and over again. And then plus on top of the fact that Drew's positioning all of is so aggressive. It almost feels like he's playing a front line. But Drew, my dude, you're playing a marksman, you're not playing Grok. He is always sitting the very front and getting almost eliminated the first. And that's not something you want to see here.
Yeah, and I think we did see a lot of miscommunication on Team Shadow Knight's behalf, because we do see a lot of targeting different heroes on the enemy side, some solo pushes, some 4v5 team fights. It's just a lot of mistakes. And at this level, every single mistake, you will get punished.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, Incognito is going to be your winner for this match, and they will progress all the way to top 16. We have one more match coming in a little bit, featuring Team Nilo versus Shichibukai. Do you have anything to say about those two teams?
I actually have not heard of any of them. I'm very excited to see some new faces in our NACT though. Maybe we will see some Black Horse. Why are you laughing, Dave?
No, I'm not laughing at anything. Go ahead. I'm just very happy. Yeah.
I'm very excited to see some new faces in our NACT that we didn't see in our summer. So yeah. What about you, Dave?
Let's go. I'm excited too. I was gonna show the here. Let me show you the screen so you can see what's going on here. So there it is. On Discord, you can see what's going on. We are looking at the. I want to go show the freaking. What should I say? The roster, but it's not showing up. So give me 1 second. Let me make sure this is popping up properly. Give me 1 second. That's not it. This is not it. Okay. All right. Okay, I just have to add a scene. So just give me 1 second to make that happen here. Give me 1 second.
All we see is a white screen.
What?
All we see is a blank.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I thought it's not supposed to be a white screen. We're waiting for the next match, guys. We're waiting for the next match. And then you're now... This stream is brought to you by Dave and Grace. The one and only sexy and charming Dave. And when we talk about Grace, what can we say about Grace, ladies and gentlemen? Let me look up on the internet. Because she only lives in the legend. It's impossible to find a correct description for women such legendary, such despicable. Wait, that's not a good word.
What?
Such,
wait, what did you say?
Such power.
Dave, you gotta take some English classes.
Yes, I know. I mean, I'm not an English teacher like you, so I do need a little bit of help.
Yeah. Maybe you should pay for some tutoring.
Right. Maybe
I'm
I
open
should
for business.
Maybe. Oh my God.
What?
Oh. Oh my God.
It makes me feel
No. When you say.
What?
No, for those who didn't know, Grace is a tutor. She teaches English on the side. So when she says she's open for business, please don't misunderstand. Okay.
Dave, you're the person who misunderstanding.
I never misunderstood anything. I just told the viewers what they had in mind. It's very, very important. Yes. Yes, very, very important.
If you say so.
Yeah, it is very important. I'm just saying exactly. I'm saying it as it is. So let me go ahead.
Okay.
gonna capture the screen here. I shall find it right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to put this behind the divider. Yeah, like that. Put this behind. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm almost there. And if I just put this right here, boom! I got it. I got it. All right, we can show the proper thing on screen now. Okay, let's go. This reaction. Boom! Got it. So let's take a look at the roster here from both sides. Now, this is Team Nilo versus Team Shikibukai. Right, as you can see. So we have Team Nilo with Magic, Absurdo, Memento, JD, God Mode. Not, what do you call it? What's the player in TFV again? Team First Blood, Gina God Mode, but JD God Mode. Jenny Slays, Sin, Anime Chen, Big Blue, and Indu.
It can be a fan for Gina God Mode.
It can be a fan for Gina God Mode. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, I mean, all this match that we've seen so far, I have a question to our lovely caster Grace here. Which match do you like more compared, I mean, among all the matches we've casted so far?
I mean, I do think that Vendetta impressed me the most.
Vendetta?
Yeah, because Vendetta had a really clean sweep, and they were just like a storm rampaging on the battlefield. It's like what you said yesterday. It's like a relationship between the predator and the prey, right? They really just dominated. So I'm very impressed by that. Why are you laughing again?
I'm not laughing anything. I'm just trying to find something to show the roster for Vendetta, but it failed, so I feel really bad. So let's go ahead and go back to the. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You're just laughing a lot.
Now here we go. I got it. So this is not fully set up, like I said. We gotta get some solo shot over there to show you the what do you call it? 倾城之美, right? What do you call it? The supreme beauty of our co-caster here. Meanwhile, let's take a look at roster of Vendetta. They have already made their way to the top 16. They will be taking, not necessarily, oh yeah, they will be taking on Wintrix E-Pro going forward into the tournament. Now, Vendetta roster, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look, is Tayo, Poggy, Theo, Galaxy, Yuna, and today we see their scrim. They're actually doing pretty well.
I think it's a mix of the previous Area 77 and some Insomniacs. So they just changed their branding. Like we talked about yesterday. I think NA teams need to do something about their branding. If they keep their branding consistent,
right?
It's easier for casters and also better for them to get more views out there.
Right, absolutely. And here, just give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and fix the screen here because it's not working out, and I'm trying to make sure it works out here. All right, so this way we should get a proper, display showing to our lovely audience. Now, obviously, this is the bracket, as you can see right now. So we're gonna go ahead and pan. If I can zoom in and I can pan, you can see this is the bracket. Right now, we're gonna be watching the match between Team Nilo versus Shikibukai. The winner here will proceed to the next round, and loser will be eliminated, unfortunately, from the NCT fall season. And then a very, very interesting, intense match. Everything's on the line. Who's gonna win? We shall find out.
Yeah, and viewers, if you know anyone on any of the teams that we are going to watch later, you have your favorite team, please let us know in the chat. We are very curious about the new faces in our tournament.
Yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell into all notification bells. Do not be shy and join us tonight. That is right. What else rhyme with I? Do you have anything? English teacher, go ahead.
I don't teach poetry. I teach writing. I mean, like paper and essay, not like poetry.
She's right. This girl is based. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so sorry. I did not think that deep. My thought would stay on a superficial level. Like I just think that I was asking for the English teacher for more vocabulary. That's my interview. It seems like I'm gonna have to pay You know, I was gonna pay like $100 an hour. Now I'll probably have to pay only like 10 because I was looking for the word that rhymed with I, but it didn't work.
No, I think the price is still $100 an hour. That's pretty fair.
All right, the next match is starting. Let me ask our what do you call that? Moderator. When's the next one?
Wait, so it's Team Nilos and what's the other team's name? It's very Japanese.
The Shichibukai.
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 Okay.
Yeah, at the same time,
Shichibukai.
do y'all want to see a match going on? Like, do you guys want to see a game? I want to play a game. I think we got time for a game, right? Like 30 minutes.
I don't.
No, actually
I
we don't.
mean,
Actually we don't. Right?
actually we don't.
We actually
I
don't.
think we should do.
Go ahead.
We can do some prediction for the NA top 8 teams. I think I saw some casters are doing that. I think it's pretty exciting. Let's do that.
Yeah, she's based. So let's go. Why don't you go ahead and give the audience a little bit of your predictions of what might happen.
Why don't you pull up the bracket so we can talk about our prediction?
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. The bracket with headshot for our lovely, lovely caster here. So what do you think, Grace? Go ahead. Talk to me.
Okay, so I don't want to be biased, but I do think that the Valley and the Huel, I mean, I have a lot of friends on the Huel, so I don't want to, I don't want to offend any of them, but the Valley is just so strong. So I would have to say that I would put a prediction. If I have to bet, I will bet the Valley.
Who's your friend on the Huel side?
I know Yukino, and I know Master of Bees. I love Gushin. But I mean, it's just the Valley is kind of unformidable in NA right now.
Yeah, the Valley is looking pretty decked. I mean, if you look at our roster right here, now this is they're looking pretty good, right? I mean, you got Basic, Chicken, Shark, Zayna, Hun. There's not too much to talk about that. But what we're really interested in like going for the second match. What do you think about Gosu versus Break Decade?
Well, so I actually have hosted a game between Gosu and Break Decade, and Gosu really dominated. So, I mean, it's Break Decade the time to revenge, but I don't know how it will pan out. And I do think that we have a very strong lineup for the Gosu, with General. Again, coming into the competitive scene, I have to put my bet on to Gosu. And also, we have so many fans for Gosu and the Valley. We just have to look out for our fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Break Decade, we always support the underdog, right? So do your best. Most likely you're gonna lose. I'm just kidding. Do your best and just bring down the show. NACT is a progression. It's not just like one tournament. Going next year, we have league format tournament. We have many month long tournaments for North America region. So this is just the beginning, and it's gonna be very, very exciting. But obviously, Team Ghost looking pretty decked with regrets. Floor, Zero, JC, and Yue. Let's take a look.
And
go ahead.
If you click out of bracket, so never mind. I saw Gosu would go lead the Valley after the next round, but fortunately.
No. If you look at over here on this side of the draft, it's gonna be here. Let me see if I can show with my beautiful pen here. Dave is so happy today. I'm always happy. Have you never seen Dave happy? Name a day when Dave's not happy. Just name one. You can't. Don't say anything. You can't. It's impossible. So obviously Dave's happy. Let's take a look. When you have the Valley, obviously the predicted winner is gonna come over here, and you're gonna have probably, I don't know, either one. We're gonna decide, right? We don't have to guess anymore because we're gonna have the next match between those two matches. And over here, Time Gap is already waiting for the winner between Gosu and Break Decade. So obviously the crowd's favorite is gonna be Team Gosu, right? Filling into this spot. And whether Team Gosu and the Valley are gonna face off each other in the top 8, we don't know, because the top 16 to top 8 is between these two teams, And then after we get to top 8, we'll use the existing seeding to then decide the new bracket. Because if you can find everything on the website, by the way. If you just go to the events and then click on the bracket, you will actually see all 3 stages of the bracket. We already finished our first stage, which is qualifier. We're currently in the elimination bracket, and if you scroll down, you can find the top 8 bracket on the very bottom. And this bracket has not been seeded, right? Because everything is double elimination and is gonna be using the previous top 8 seeding to decide who will be sitting here.
So does that mean after we get to top 8, we will see a reshuffling of the bracket?
That means after we get top 8, I don't know if it's reshuffle because it's all computer generated. So I actually do not know exactly what's gonna happen here, but what I would assume is gonna be like number 1 of the seed is gonna go over here, and they're gonna be taking on the number 8 of the seed. That's usually how the different stages works. They patched the number 1. This way to separate all the top teams to have them meet up a little bit later in the stage, you know? So that's how all the computer generated bracket works. It's not really reshuffling, it's just like if you have multi-stage tournament, that's just how the stages usually work on its own automatically.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's go back to the brackets and see our prediction for the next match.
Yeah, absolutely. As you command. Here we go. So we have obviously Ackerman versus OTS.
Ackerman. Well, so what do you think? I mean, Ackerman is very strong, but I do know that our favorite caster VZ is on OTS. So you know, I'm rooting for our underdog, but I do think that Ackerman is probably favored in that match.
A lot of people don't know VZ is actually a streamer on Facebook, you know? So she is actually a team captain, and she might not be playing the game. Or should I say team manager. She's actually
It was a he.
Sorry, he is gonna let other people play in the game, you know? So we don't know, you know, for VZ. So over here, I look forward to see VZ play, but I doubt VZ is gonna play. I think he's probably gonna cast their tournament instead of playing it.
Really? I think VZ probably wants to play.
But nonetheless, they're going against the Giant. Ackerman is being recognized largely in the entire community as the only team who's gonna give the current Valley a run for their money, right? So it's gonna be a very difficult matchup for Team OTS, only the squad. Nonetheless, I look forward to see VZ's squad going against the Giant. Again, we like to see those epic comebacks. We like to see those upsets. So it's gonna be quite exciting.
Yeah, and I want to add what Dave said was based on our NASL. We never know this time because we do see our Vendetta, we do see Team Gosu, so we'll never know who will actually made it to Vegas, made it to final. It can be any of them. I'm very excited to see how our tournament pan out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like all those teams that you see on a showing on a bracket right now, who is gonna make it to top 2? Who's gonna make it to Vegas? We do not know. This is the unknown, inconcluded, or should I say unconcluded, or continuing story that's yet to be unfolded. So we do not know who's gonna go to Vegas to join us in the offline event. We're gonna have fun drinking some mojitos. Remember, we only give mojitos to the people who are over age, over 21, according to U.S. law. So we don't do anything illegal at all. But what I can tell you, what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
I read something between the line. I will not say what I'm thinking, but okay. Let's talk about Legacy and Antique Familia. What do you think of those two teams?
I think Legacy and Antique Familia is definitely looking pretty decent right now. You know, I mean, look at her roster. Legacy actually surprised me with the roster. They got Ken, they got Klein. These are some OG players from many seasons ago, and they're joining in into a new squad called Legacy. Meanwhile, Antique Familia, I mean, you don't need to look at her roster, just look at her name. You know, if you have someone such a cool name, you have to be good.
Yeah, and I do want to add that so Legacy's marksman was from Team Sexy, one of your favorite team. So I'm definitely very excited to see how Legacy will perform. They did have some twin sweeps in the earlier rounds of the tournament.
Wait, who are you talking about that is from Team Sexy?
Their marksman. So his name is Gold. So the Gold laner, you know?
Ooh, LG Gold. Actually coming all the way from Team Sexy. Pretty interesting over there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next match. Apex Predator versus No Morale. So which one are you going to be supporting in this match?
I do think that Apex is very strong now. I think they have some new faces. and they had some clean sweeps in the early rounds of the tournament. So I haven't seen any match between Apex and any other team, but I'm very excited to see how they will perform. I think their game is it's on Sunday, right?
Yes or no. All I have is a schedule for today, which is I show you Simpsons versus Akatsuki. Unfortunately, Akatsuki have to forfeit their match, so all we had was Team Simpsons, like Incognito versus Shadow 9. We just had our winner, which is Team Incognito. Now coming up, we have Team Nilo taking on Shikibukai, which is a quite interesting name. Initially, you might not catch your town, but once it does, it actually sounds pretty interesting. It sounds very like a fish. Can I get a 2 order of Shichibukai and some salmon, please? Thank you.
Shichibukai. It does sound very Japanese, like I said,
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, and by the way, tomorrow we will have some really big names going on, like Dosu, like Aterman. I think Aterman is actually competing with. They're competing at the same time with Team Sexy. So if you are watching the stream right now, please let us know in the chat if we should cover Team Aterman or if we should cover Team Sexy, because I think both are very exciting for us to watch.
Yo, I like to watch Team Sexy. Speaking of Team Sexy, let's take a look at Team Sexy's roster. Nikolai, Reckless, Bass Player, Jordan, and Kush, as well as Stoner is sub. Now, from what I know here for Team Sexy, these teams are currently looking to build some synergy among them. They're trying to build a little bit of more coordination. They're pretty talented players, but there are still some mistakes that they can avoid to truly bring the power of Team Sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also I think I do the eat is a little bit weaker than Weezy's team, so I do think that maybe Team Sexy will get a easier game this time, while we can see a better match between Aterman on the other side. So yeah, I mean I'm excited for both.
So how about us do a little prediction here on this side of the draft. So if you look at the bracket here, I mean, Simpsons already waiting for whoever wins this next match, right? It's gonna be Team Sexy or I do the Eat. Now, as much as I like the name, I do the Eat. Personally, I gotta show you, I am biased. I gotta keep it above 1,000 with all of you guys watching. I'm a Team Sexy fan, so I'd obviously like to watch Team Sexy going against Team Simpsons here. They both start with, S. Pretty interesting names. Now, interesting enough, going for the next round, and look, Vendetta versus Ventrix E-Pro. Both start with a V there. Both start with S on the top. What's going on? Is this fate or is this destiny? I don't know.
It does rhyme. It's very interesting. The SS team, the VV team, the matches. Very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Going forward to Exile Outlaws versus TG Vibes.
I personally, I think I would root for Exile Outlaws just because how hard it is for Dave to pronounce their name.
Exile Outlaws. Exile Outlaws.
And they did have a really impressive debut in the NASL, so I am looking for them to continue the momentum in our NACT.
Yeah, and Exile Outlaws, by the way, they have, what I know from their team is they have players who are supreme for 6 characters altogether. Exile Panda is currently supreme on Xavier, on Selena, on Farsa, on someone like, I think, Lilia. On this guy, this is a girl. This girl is absolutely goated in this game.
Yeah, a very, very impressive female player that I am personally very proud of. And actually, we might see some exclusive content from our NAMLBB official channel about some of the players that I think everyone should look forward to.
Exactly, and scrolling down, I might have some pictures that can get me banned, so I'm not gonna look at the roster anymore. But let's just say XL Outlaws might be the favorite team in this draft. Let's go ahead and take a look at Team First Blood versus Rebels in Paradise. Now, Rebels in Paradise is a team that participated in the last NACT. Unfortunately, they were not able to make very far. But now, going against CFB, another giant with a brand new roster. What do you think about the current roster for Team First Blood?
think Team First Blood is still very strong. Although it's a new roster, we still see Kit there, we still see Gina God Mode, we still see Ashley, Joy Bodge. So I'm very excited for Team First Blood. I think they are a very, very strong team. I am looking out for them to make it to top 8 for the NACT. And also, I'm rooting for Rebel in Paradise as well. I personally also know some players on their team, and I think they are practicing very, very hard to keep staying in this tournament. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, remember, if you progress one time, you almost double your prize. You know, in fact, after we go through the last team, Kashi versus Beat the Odds, we'll go ahead and show you the rules, the prizes, so you guys can see what's going on. You know, every information about NACT, by the way, you can find it right here on this page. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the page link so you guys can take a look. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the last matchup. Team Kashi versus Beat the Odds. Kashi, I'm not so familiar with. I recognize some of the players. Couple Cake, but then there's Couple Cake 2.0 now, so I'm a little bit confused. But then Beat the Odds. Beat the Odds have OG faces. You got someone who completely ruined my rank 1 Hanzo rating, aka Foe. And you also someone called Mikasa, Lucas. They're all OG players from many seasons ago. So are they able to beat the odds? What do you think, Grace?
I did hear that Kashi had 2 wins in a row, so that was a clean sweep from our last round. I haven't seen any of their performance, but I'm definitely very excited to see. And Beat the Odds, similarly, I heard about many of the players like Fo, like Big Papa, like Mikasa. I don't know them personally, but I do feel very excited about their upcoming performance.
Yes, absolutely. I think with that being said, let's go ahead and quickly take a look of the NACT tournament. If you go to home, and over here you can see all the information about the tournament, as well as the prizes and schedule. Like I said, if you look for everything, just come over here. As you can see, 17 to 32, every team get 10,000 diamonds. So if you lose, you get 2,000 diamond each on your team, right? Let alone just for winning to get your top 32. I think that's another like 10,000 diamonds to each person. So they get like about $100 worth of diamonds per player. Now, if you move up forward to the next stage, you get 12,500 diamonds, and then 15,000 diamonds. And then 75,000 diamonds per player. That is a lot.
And you also get 10k cash, which is very exciting.
You also get 10k cash, absolutely. So overall, this is all the schedules are here, streaming schedules here. So if you're looking for the official broadcast, it's all listed here. So make sure to come over here and check out the schedule so you do not miss the live stream. I think we actually need to add a Trovo platform here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so tomorrow are we going to watch Ackerman or Sexy?
What does the chat think?
Yeah, what do our viewers think?
What does the chat think?
We should do a poll.
We should do a poll. Where is our moderator? Mod, rise up. It's time for us to do the poll.
We see our lovely Jen here.
Okay. We have mods. You know what we're talking about. We have mods for sure. You know, we're just waiting for the next match to begin. Oh, the players are almost ready. I think I am ready. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm more than ready. Very excited for, let's say their name again. It's Nilo and this Chi Bukai.
English teacher having problems. What a surprise.
Oh, this is not even English. This is some Japanese English, something like that.
Oh, is that so? Are you talking to the professional Japanese? Arigatou gozaimasu. Watashi wa Dave desu.
Mashi mashi.
Or the professional Korean. I can speak English like a Korean. I can't actually speak English like Korean. No, I cannot. I'm just kidding. Like, subscribe, and turn the bell onto all notification bell, guys. Do not miss a live stream because we'll cover all the qualifier all the way until the top 16 when the official broadcast will then take over on our all official live stream channels. Again, I'm Assassin Dave. On the other side is my wonderful, wonderful partner, Grace. Somebody may say,
What?
Somebody may say, Grace the girl who likes poop jokes, can stay out late on a work night and isn't afraid to talk marriage on the first date. Very courageous young girl.
Dave, where did you get all the lines?
I don't know. Is it from the inspiration just came into my head? Or is it from Google search? Or is it from a friend? Who knows? We shall never tell. I'm no snitch.
Huh. You're just cringe. It rhymes.
It's not something now I want to talk about on this particular broadcast. But if you're watching the stream, you haven't liked, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells, you might be in the cringe league, and you don't want to be in the cringe league. I have a question, Grace. Are you coming to Las Vegas for the grand final? For the offline final?
I might have to, Dave. Are you?
Oh, hell yeah. You're going to see your boy Dave over there potentially dressed up like Dunzo.
Oh. Should I dress up like Angela then, or Farsa?
Don't
actually,
I will kill you.
that's so funny.
I'm in a cosplayer mode. Sorry. Go ahead. What do you say?
Actually, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the what does this mean? Like this?
You can always. What?
Like what does this mean?
You
Like
know
this sign? Yeah.
It's a hand sign, dude. It's a hand sign. It's a hand sign. She
I know,
does
but
not
from
know.
where? From where?
From the world of ninjas.
Oh, okay.
We can't talk anymore. I thought we were friends. I thought this was gonna be a conversation worth having. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I think this might be a solo cast going forward. It's sad.
Apparently, I'm really busy. Don't have a lot of time to watch, different animes, which someone seems to have watched a lot of them.
Have I? I don't think so. I doubt it. I think that's cap.
Oh, let me show you my giant water bottle. I'm just gonna drink. What?
Good job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the match is about to begin between the last match of the night, actually. Team Nilo versus Shiki Bukai. Are we going to see something exciting? I cannot wait.
Yeah, the players are all ready except for one on Shichibukai.
Yeah, that is right. And with that being said, I want to go ahead and take you to the tournament server so you can take a look and see what the hell is going on.
The tournament server? You mean the tournament screen?
The tournament server with the tournament screen. By the way, Grace, I'm just getting a little bit of water. So, let me show you. This is what a manly water jar looks like, okay? Very, very important. When I bring out the water jar,
Your team is banning.
make all the other water jars look tiny.
Nice. I think mine is actually larger. Viewers, you guys should let us know which site you support.
No, I was informed by the landlord that we have people asleep next door, so I'm gonna have to keep the voice down a little bit. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna talk sexy. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we quietly, safely, and surely step into this next game. This is Team Nilo versus Shichibukai. I'm your caster, Assassin Dave. With me, the one and only sexy and charming Grace. My partner Grace, who when all the boys see her, all they can utter out from their mouth is
To live is
How you
to
doing, Grace?
trick the Reaper.
I think Dave is tripping again. But I am doing very well. And actually, I think Shichibukai might be Korean. We do see some Korean signs on the red side. And let's look at the bands. We see Marsha and Petito being taken out. That's pretty on meta.
absolutely as we walk into the draft.
Team is banning.
Oh, some interesting draft right here. We do have the Belmont, as well as the Farmis and Paquito being banned away in the first round. And Masha, I haven't seen Masha ban in a long time. What do you think about Masha overall?
Marsha is very strong. I don't know if you saw. I think you saw the game last night, right? So Bloodhound chose Estes, and then they lost game, switched to Marsha with almost exactly same lineup. You know, Marsha is both tanky and with the Thunderclap, you can kind of one shot the squishies. So Marsha definitely adds a lot of value in team fights and in zoning.
Absolutely. Masha, I think Masha early game is really strong. And then I think Masha can scale into the late game. But obviously, Masha in team fight, unless you get to the back line, it's going to be really, really rough, you know, because you don't really have a lot of quad control. You're just running around being a tank. Now, looking at the first draft, you do have a lot of meta character being available. You have Julian. I'm a big fan of taking out in the mid lane. But a lot of mid laners actually don't actually play Julian because Julian, more than a mage, is really an assassin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Julian is more. I agree with you. I think Julian is more valuable in mid lane because you know, he's very powerful as soon as he reaches level 3. But in the jungle, you know, because now it's a 10 jungle meta, he's not that tanky comparing to something like Bowman or a Kai or even Petito, if we take lifesteal into consideration as well.
Your team
Yes, absolutely. You can see Julian. Speaking of available character being first picked by Team Nilo, they definitely listened to the stream and came prepared. I'm just kidding. But yeah, definitely a really, really strong choice and definitely a deserving first pick for Team Nilo.
Yeah, and we do see that the other side lost in that Atlas after they see that Davy is banned out, and it also seems that they are going to pick a Kai. That's a lot of crowd control on Shichibukai's side.
Yes, Shichibukai coming in clutch with the Atlas pick. Now we still have a lot of the tanks on the table right now. You have Grok being available. You have someone like, you know, Franco. You have even Tigreal, and we're talking about a lot of a very popular pick among all the pro teams are Chao. Chao of the game is really, really strong. The singular engage, appeal potential, all packed in one character, and that can definitely be a character that, you know, Team Nalo consider going forward. And you can see right now they're considering they're hanging over, not hanging over. They're currently kind of hovering over this character called Lilia, which means we most likely are going to see Julian jungle. Now we have Barat speaking of the retro. Is it going to be another Julian in the EXP lane?
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say mid lane, but if they locked in, and they do lock in that Lilia, it does seem that Julian is going to HP lane with Baras jungle. It's a very interesting choice. But I mean, meanwhile, the other side is considering the Lancelot, which we have not seen. Oh, never mind, they actually did pick Asme, and am looking for a Dairos ban on Chichibutai's side.
Yeah.
What do you think of their decision?
I think Esmeralda, last pick in the first round, and banning Dairoth is something standard. It's pretty smart. And obviously, they're not going to counter to Esmeralda. Now, with the recent patch, though, there are quite a bit of character that have resurfaced into the meta, I would say. Now, you have a character as strong as Jawhead that can be considered. And remember, Jawhead early game laning is really strong. If you try to trade with Jawhead with skill 1, you don't really win the trade. And even if Jawhead built full tank, he still does insane amount of damage if you keep on tanking at skill 1. And Jawhead has a lot of ball control, which means Jawhead can be a team fight decider if Jawhead roams into the team fight. So, like, I think a lot of teams should catch up to that and really start thinking about more diverse choices in this ban draft.
Yeah, and we do see that both teams have not pitched any marksman, and we actually see that Bruno being banned out instead of anything like Claude or Beatrice or 1-1. I would think that it was either a respect ban or a ban because Bruno has been buffed in the recent patch. What do you think?
I think Bruno is a respect ban. I don't know exactly why you would want to ban Bruno, because this is like considering all this marksman being available, right? We're talking about meta marksman, we're talking about Claude, we're talking about someone like 1-1, we're talking about Beatrix, we're talking about like all those characters who can be played. We're talking about characters like even Melissa, you know, that can be taken out, which is really good against engaged like Alice, for example, against Esmeralda, who can't even get close, get into the bubble, right? There's so many choices that you can be taken out, and we have Bruno particularly being banned out of all the marksmen. I think it's more likely than not to be a respect ban. But continue forward onto the draft. We do have E being taken out, very strong utility mage, and also quite good at early game wave clear from team side of Shichibukai.
Yeah, we do think that Nilo banned out Sicilian, which I don't know how I feel about it because they pitched Lilia, which is very early game well. Sicilian is rather a late game mage. I think Eve or Lunox may be a better ban, but maybe they have done their research on the other team, so who knows? And they do pitch out that Claude, which I think is one of the, if not the most powerful marksman in the meta right now.
Absolutely.
So I'm interested to see how the other side is going to respond to that pick.
And as we are broadcasting this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to the incredible one and only sexy and charming Lee's and Shake for the gifted sub. Lee was with 5 gifted, Shake was 1, and the recommitment was Lee's on the Mobile Legend channel. Hype in the chat. Thank you for keeping the stream alive and well. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, and click the like and subscribe button to follow NACT, to follow Team Josu tomorrow and the Valley on Sunday, the two teams that everyone is very excited to see.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't even say which team I'm more excited for. It's going to be Gosu. It's going to be the Valley. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll see tomorrow. Luckily, they're on separate days, so we can have a little bit of excitement every day. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, today is actually pretty short because we only have 3 matches and one of them had a forfeit.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we walk into the land of down, there's a Team Nilos on the blue side challenging Team Shichibukai on the red side. I'm your caster, Assassin Dave. With me, our one and only, our we're locally grown Grace, all organic, non-GMO, completely made in America. Go ahead.
All right. What do you think of the draft? I do think that Nilo has an early game advantage with both Brock and Lilia in the mid lane.
Well, speaking of the early game advantage, it surely didn't use that advantage to clear the wave. You can see Eve and Alice shoved the lane and made a rotation towards the bottom side. They're really looking to put a pressure onto Claude and give the Clint an unfair advantage into the early game.
Yeah, but we also do see that Brock is being a nuisance to delay the other side's farm in the jungle.
Oh, meanwhile, top side, Continue coming in. Kai maybe taking a little bit of damage from Grok right here. This is taken low. The Retro comes out, and Kai is 1 HP dashing away with Sprint, and he won't be able to get away just in time. A very interesting invade from Kai, and nothing really came out of it.
And can we talk about that Esme is actually the jungler?
Yep. Ooh, yeah, absolutely. We forgot to mention the Asmi Hyper is something that we see in the Indonesia server. And now, obviously, this guy's name is IND. I don't know if that's something related. Who knows, right? That all can be possible. Top side, Julian's going crazy onto the Kai. But little did he know, Asmarda has quietly made his way out to the top side. The rotation comes in, the sprint pops out as Memento gets out completely untouched.
And Asmi is already level 4, looking to secure another creep. And seems like a better position for the turtle that is spawning in less than 10 seconds.
Yep. And turtle is spawning on the top side, but we see a lot of skirmish in the bottom lane right now. Just a lot of aggression. Asmar on the bottom side, trading against the Barats. Now, interestingly, I don't know why Barats was picked out so early, but now if you look at it, they might know their opposition was running the Asmarda jungle. And then if you have Asmarda jungle, you don't have the Purify, you don't have the Sprint. It's actually quite easy, fairly easier for Barats to land that ultimate and then just completely eat the Asmarda alive.
Yeah, and also I want to say that Esme is a little bit slower in farming than Barats.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the middle.
Mid lane, Lilia jumps in, got kill. First kill into the entire game to the pocket of Team Nilo.
Yeah, I think let's look at the build. Nilo does have almost 1k lead in the 3 minutes mark of the game. I think, you know, Esme, I don't know how I feel about Esme Jungle. It's just so very slow early game and not providing a lot of value right now.
Wait, you said 3k goal lead?
No, 1k gold lead.
Oh, 1k goal lead, okay.
Almost.
Yeah, that See, it's a little bit late at night. Like I said, a landlord already told me it's kind of late, Dave. You gotta speak a little bit, lower your voice. So,
Understandable.
so it makes sense. I was a little bit of my head was not all together. Look at Anime-chan popping the eject just to get away to safety. On top side, we might see a little bit of dive here as Akai is cutting the lane. Again, very unorthodox laning situation here from Shichibukai. Sending Akai to the top lane as Marta jungle. And obviously mid lane and support are pretty standard.
Yeah, and Asme and Akai are heavily focused on ESP lane instead of their marksman,
Bottom
which
lane,
is also.
Rock comes in with engage. Anime-chan coming in with the fatal link. The damage is there, but it's not enough as Chin is doing his best. But a beautiful dash from Abusado to get away to safety.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think Shichibukai is quite focused on the ESP lane, while Nilos is more focused on their marksman, and that does give them more gold lead.
Yeah, here we go, eating Asphalt of the live action, provided by practicing Fanny. It seemed like Fanny is not yet ready for our Dinosaur player, but sure enough, Dinosaur, he was ready, so he took it out and did a pretty good job in eating the Asphalt alive and taking another kill into Team Nilo's pocket.
Yeah, and they definitely have advantage for this turtle that they are coming to take right now, with Esmeralda just respawning, looking to catch on her farm.
I know Team Nilo really got their macro down against their opposition Shichibukai right here. They're doing pretty well once again. Anime-chan being pinned down to the wall. The fatal lane catch onto 2. Quad coming in with the blazing duet. And there's nothing this Alice can do, and then he will fall. A 4-0 start in the KDA. Team Nilo's putting themselves in a very good position starting all the game.
Yeah, every time Atlas try to initiate attack, we just get a counter attack from the Broad, from the Lilia, from Claude, and their jungler Burbats. His Daytona's welcome is very powerful. He both CC and damage at the same time, compared to Esme, who is still catching on farm. And we do see that Falling Storm coming out of nowhere, trying to clear lane in the middle.
Yeah, at this point, the entire side of Team Shichibukai is falling like a plate of fish in front of Dave's face. I just eat it, everything, there's nothing left. Look at this.
Yeah.
Level 7 compared to level 10 jungler, top lane. The Dinosaur will make his way to the top side. Akai already got a kill onto Julian, but it will cause as a swift rotation will turn that around. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we have fight all across the map. Grok taken low, he will be taken out as the entire side of Team Nilo has bit up more than what he can chew, and they will be traded off a 2-3, but this is Claude doing his best effort to even up the score.
Yeah, we do see a bit of the combat from Team Shichibukai. We see the successful engage from Atlas and also escape of Atlas with 1 HP. I think Claude still doesn't have enough damage to burst down the tank, which he will be able to do so in the late game though. That's something we need to look out for.
Absolutely. Look at Akai jumping in with the heavy spin onto the Dinosaur, but little did he know this is the Dinosaur we're talking about. He's only hungry, he just wants to eat food, there's nothing serious. And look at the tongue hanging out. This is taking absolutely no damage. Very tanky at this point of the game, and Akai just walked away in the crack of shame. This is, again, practicing Fanny onto the Dinosaur, onto the Barats, moving away onto the third turtle of the game, catapulting themselves in a controlling position in the first match of the night.
Absolutely, we did see some trades happen in the bot lane though. With Asme's help, Flint was able to take down the first tower.
Oh, here we go. Alice one more time. Not able to use the fatal link in time. IND will be eaten alive. A beautiful wall will fence in. IND on Esmeralda has nowhere to go as IND will be taken out with Alice taken low. Grok looking in for another kill, but he realizes this might be too risky of a trade. As he walks away, Team Nilo take a free kill in the jungle.
Yeah, that was a really fast response from Eve though, was able to save Atlas from 1 HP.
Mid lane blend duet will fall onto Eve, who will be quickly eliminated from the map, and Team Nilo take another tower with objective for dessert.
Yeah, they are cementing their controlled map. Now it's more than 5k lead on the side of Team Nilo comparing to Shichibukai, and they're pushing the bottom tower, continuing the momentum.
They are continuing their momentum. Bottom tier 1 tower is taken dangerously low, and there's no defense whatsoever. We're coming to a 6,000 gold advantage in the favor of Team Nilo, and now they're pushing on the tier 2 tower. It's easy peasy 1, 2, 3Z as a Glock wonderful wall charge. 1, 2, 2 characters from the entire side of Shichibukai is a disaster for the rest side. 3-0 as the jungler on Team Nilo is unstoppable.
Yeah, that's 3 for non-trade in favor of Team Nilo. And let's take a look at the items. Claude definitely has an advantage, 1k, almost 1k gold lead ahead of Flint. And
here we go, Kai coming in with a 4-man power push. Fatal Link will connect on top of the Glock with a wonderful wall charge, intercept, engage. Is now Lilia being stunned up at the border of Eve's ultimate. Is not going to be enough. The wall charge connects yet another time to seal the fate of Esmeralda.
Yeah, we do see though, Eve has a lot of zoning ability. Without the ult, we probably will see more deaths on the team Shichibukai. Still, it wasn't enough to deter Team Nilo. They're just dominating the game right now.
Yep. Absolutely destruction. You know, and this is why you don't want to first pick the Atlas. I think it's pretty good. But are you really confident the pilot's such a skillful character? Look at the damage from Magic, poking everybody away. Look at Walter coming and connecting onto the Atlas with nowhere to go, and absolutely eliminated, evaporated from the map as Team Nilo will take a 1-3 trade and secure the second tower down in the mid lane.
Yeah, we see a lot of damage from Lilia. Was able to take out two enemy heroes on herself, and the Claude was able to follow up. Claude is also coming online right now, looking very dangerous. He already has 3 core items, while Flint only has 2 items. Absolutely. Which does not look good.
The goalie just keep on mounting, you know, the goalie just keep on expanding with the Lord charging in. His first tower is going down already. Now, Team Nilo looking for the second lane of Triumph and Destruction on the bottom side. Look at the heavy spin, have little to no impact. We still have the Fatal Link on enemy champ, but he cannot use it. He's taken way too low before he can even issue the ultimatum. And now the Blazing Duet comes in, taking the entire team down to a Link, a threat of health. Despite Eve's best effort, it's not going to be enough to zone the entire team of Nilo's away. And this is Nilo making a statement in the enemy base, taking out a second set of high ground tower, eliminating the marksman, and now charging forward onto a wipeout in the base.
Yeah, that was still a pretty good defense. Ooh.
A mega kill goes to Julian. He's absolutely destroying this game. Finally, Fatal Link comes out, but it might be a little bit too late, as the Kai is providing little to no impact. The ultimate comes out from Practice and Fanny, putting the Panda onto the wall, and Panda got a heavy impact onto the wall and absolutely fainted onto the ground. A beautiful, beautiful ultimate from Practice and Fanny onto the Barat.
Yeah, but Barat has to disengage. Ooh. I saw Claude was going to end the game with the 2 minions, but he has to disengage with all the other heroes coming back on the Shichibukai side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Claude's doing his best, and he just wasn't doing enough to end the tower as everybody's coming back up. A smart move, a safe move, step back. It's only 12 minutes into the game. Look at the base. Look at the map right now. The setup's comprehensive. Look at this. This is just not a good map state if you're on the side of Team Shichibukai. It's better to be a fish than playing this game at this point.
And look at the more than 10k gold lead. Claude, a late game hero, is already almost full build. They are also having a better position for the Lord. I think. Do you think that the other team had a chance with this enhanced Lord at 12 minutes?
Speaking of the chance on the bottom side, MD taking very, very low. Lilia will finish off the job. Claw started. Absurdo in the front, looking for the Blazing Duet. Wall charge comes out. It's a disaster. disaster spells for the side of Shichibukai. 3-0, and Team Nilo is looking to end the game right here and right now as Claude is marching onto the Bird Crystal itself. Akai is just delaying the inevitable as Akai can run, but the Crystal cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Nilo will take match 1.
Yeah, they didn't even need the Lord to push the Crystal. They could just end the game there. That was some domination that we saw on Nilo's side. I'm very impressed and look at the damage. Lilia did 29% damage.
This is one of those Lilia. This is one of Lilia you want to watch going forward into the tournament. And sure enough, look at the results. You know, definitely popping off. This Lilia was zoning everybody away, killing people, getting everybody low. And then Grok really just came out to, you know, he didn't actually initiate. It's more of a Lilia initiated by killing everybody. And then Grok just kind of, you know, complimented Lilia by following up with that wild charge.
Yeah, and on the other hand, the Atlas first pick was not working out this time for Nilo. I think Shichibukai, they probably want to think about some other strategy going forward to next game.
Absolutely. I mean, they did their best. Unfortunately, the result was not very satisfying to their need. And ladies and gentlemen, I was going to play some music, but unfortunately, we're starting the match a little bit too quick. And without further ado, we're jumping into the second game, the match point for Team Nilo.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think they will keep the same ban or they still ban out that Bowman? I think actually Bowman is very very good ban right now because you know Bowman is so good at securing. I don't think any other jungler can out secure Bowman right now. So you know, banning a Bowman is just get rid of a really big threat for objectives.
That's what they say. When you go Bellman, you never go back. So they ban it away, so you don't go there. Don't do that Bellman place in the first place. You know, this is pretty good. Sure enough, we got Bellman taken out from the draft, and Team Nilo is looking for the counterban. We still have a lot of people on a lot of characters on the map. Now, people are saying that Faramis and Valentina are counterable, not something need to be banned anymore. So that might be a strategy that Team Nilo go with.
Yeah, we do. I do think that Faramis is a lot weaker now with the recent patch with the nerf because they nerfed all his 3 skills. So yeah, I think I've only seen one Faramis action yesterday, and they actually did lose the game. So I don't know about the Faramis ban anymore. It might not be the best choice.
If you have a Faramis on your team, and the other side just have a lot of coordination, I think you're going to be having a lot of problems. It's all about the team synergy, right? If it's a second-class team picking a Faramis, going against a first-class team who doesn't have a Faramis but with the same amount of communication synergy, it's going to be a really difficult matchup. Right? If they just wombo combo you the entire game with Alice engage or Minotaur jumping in with a Minonian Fury, you know, followed up by entire team Farsa, followed up by Julian, it might be devastating. So you're absolutely right. The Faramis might not be a prio ban anymore. And speaking of that, now we have Faramis, Valentina still on the map. One of the character might be out.
And we do see the Julian ban actually. You know, Julian just provides so much value in teamfight with both crowd control and the damage as early as level 3. So we do see Julian being taken out by Shichibuka. Probably they had some trauma from last game, the performance by Julian on Nilo's side.
Your team is
absolutely. Now, oh my god, did I just freeze my OBS? Hopefully not. Okay. For a second there, I thought the stream was going to die. But ladies and gentlemen, we are fine. We are here. Continue watching the draft. Last ban, we have a Kai being draft banned away. Now, there's a lot of heavy tank ban right here. Are we going to see another, you know, Esmeralda pick by IND, by Shichibukai? No, I doubt it, but it's something that did last game. I expected Esmeralda to go silent after they banned Dara. That's not what happened. And here we go. We have a Faramis being let out, and it will be first picked by Team Shichibukai.
Come on, Dexter.
I am more than excited to see how this will perform because the only Faramis game that I saw, in the post-patch NACT, it was a loss. But before, we always say that Firmus forgive all sins. So I want to see if this time Firmus still forgive all sins for Team Shichibukai, if they can secure them a third game after this one.
Now, it might happen. Last game, Team Nilo had definitely showed us dominating performance over their opposition. So in this particular game, you know, they're probably confident enough to let Farmus out or even use it as a practice. Everything's on the table. You know, I'm to look forward to see how their practice is going. Because so far in a North America Challenger Tournament scene, at least before the nerf, Farmus has had a dominating track record.
Yeah. Exactly, and we do see that Nilo pitched up Claude again and Lunox. We already seen how powerful Claude was in the last game. I don't know if we will continue to see Claude's performance going forward in this game. I'm very excited for that as well.
Absolutely. Now, we do have the Bruno and the Grok being taken out. Interestingly, Bruno was banned last game by Team Nilo. And we're talking about, is that a respect ban? And sure enough, that might just be it. You know, look, when it's not banned, Bruno was heavily prioritized. Now, coming to the Grok Farmus Bruno, that looks pretty stacked at this point of the game for Team Shikibukai. They're really looking forward to take us to a match 3. Now, for Team Nilo, they're going with a standard Esmeralda third pick and banning Dairos strategy.
Your team is
Yeah, and we do see that Team Shichibukai banned out Alice. They did first pick Alice last game, so I guess it was more of a deny pick because they didn't want the other side to pick Alice. But this time they banned out Alice and picked Brock. So hopefully we will see some better performance from Brock this time rather than the Alice.
Absolutely. With Grok, you gotta play really aggressive, you gotta play really decisive, like crossing a street. You cannot stop in the middle of the street. You either cross or you don't cross. If you don't do that, there might be problems. You know, you might be leading a trail of kids into danger. So you don't want to do that. You want to be a very decisive Grok, like a solid, rock solid engage. And that's exactly what we're looking forward to.
Absolutely, and I do think that Firmus post nerf, his wave clear ability was also nerfed a bit. So with Brock, who was very strong early game, I think it can be quite a good combo.
Absolutely. As we walk into the second part of the pick phase, we have a Franco being considered. Very interesting pick here. Usually when you go against someone like Faramis, people are thinking about like those heavy engages, including Lolita obviously being banned away, Alice being banned away. You still have a few on the map. You still can consider something like Minotaur, was it Minonian Fury, you know, or the Kufra. I mean, the Kufra is not obviously as good as the Minotaur in talking about the AoE impact, but if you land those good engages, it's going to be really good. It's just so far, we have not had a good history with Kufra coming up.
Yeah, and it seems like we are looking at a Ruby on the other side. I do think that you know because Firmus doesn't really provide a lot of crowd control besides the pull. That's more of an initiation. And Brock, it really depends on the player whether they can successfully engage. I think Ruby does provide more crowd control ability in this team. What do you think of the Ruby pick?
The Ruby pick is okay. It's something that, you know, I think it's a filler. When you don't know what to pick, you can never go wrong with Ruby. It has quad control, has damage. Late game has huge impact if you do this huge, I'm offended, ultimate correctly. You know, I have to sound like Twitter for a second. Go ahead.
They actually did lock in that Samus to secure more early snowball potential on their side.
Absolutely. Shikibukai this time around, their draft is not so goofy. It's not all over the place. We don't see the Esmeralda jungle anymore. We're seeing the traditional Korean jungle. And we have the Thamus. We have the General Kai.
General Kai.
On the Thamus, going against Esmeralda onto the EXP lane, pretty exciting. I've always said, like, a lot of those fighters actually do well against Esmeralda, especially in the early game. And the feedbacks I received is more for the late game. But if you look at the entire side of Shikibukai, they're not going for the late. They got the late. You know, they got a Karina, they got a Bruno, they have the team fight for Aramis. They're ready to walk into the next game. And ladies and gentlemen, as we're approaching to the Land of Dawn, I'm your caster, Assassin Dave, and with me, your hostess with the baddest, Your average gal, Grace.
Why am I average this time? I'm not average, Dave.
You know how they say the average Joe? But instead of saying average
Yeah.
Joe, you say average gal.
The battlefield.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that.
I'm just trying to make you more relatable.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dave.
Actually, I
Appreciate
didn't
it.
write the script. It's actually provided to me by John. So if you have any complaint, go talk to him about it.
Dude, John is the man behind the scene.
Yeah, he is
I
the
see how it
mastermind of the crime.
I
And
see
speaking
how
of
it is.
crime, it is entire Shikibukai completely deleting the wave in half a second. One grok swipe into the pharmacist, and no survivors from the first wave of minions.
This is how powerful Brock is early game.
Oh, here we
Told you.
go. The pull into the grok damage. It is a lot, and it hurts. Sure enough, Magic is gonna walk away from the Lethal Wonder, but you know, look at Karina. He's not even there. He's just taking a sweet time. Look at Lethal Wonder.
He's not interested.
Yeah, he's not interested. Oh,
If
grok
Karina
coming in.
came, they could have gotten a kill if Karina came in. Well,
Yep. Ooh, top side. Sin is facing the 1 vs 2 pressure. The Grok makes his way out all the way to the top side, making it a fair fight. Meanwhile, towards the mid lane, Faramis is facing 1 vs 2 scenario. Is this Karina is not interested to the Lethal Wonder whatsoever.
yeah, I think Shichibukai is again very interested in EXP lane rather than their marksman. They are kind of repeating. It looks like a little bit deja vu right now.
Yeah, it's like one of my teammates, you know, when I play, right? They're only against ESP lane, never against Dave's lane. It happens sometimes, you know, it's all unknown. It can all be a possibility. Here we go. We are engaging onto IND on the Karina, but it's just a trade-off skills, nothing come out of it. Meanwhile, on the top side is Practice and Fanny with the help of Claude. Finish off the first blood, the favor of Team Nilo.
Yeah, I think Shichibukai is
Mid
thinking
lane.
about. Ooh.
Just when Taco thinking about, is it Tuesday? But sure enough, the other team reminded them it's not Taco Tuesday, it's Death Thursday.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
that-
Friday.
that-
It's Friday.
Yeah, it's a Friday, Dave.
Sorry about that.
Well, we do see that Nilo has an uncontested turtle. Again, this time it literally just looked like the last game what we have seen before.
Yeah. Look at Magic coming in doing damage. This is just a repeat of the same domination from last game. Them was able to do pretty okay on the bottom lane, but unfortunately Asimov is coming in too strong. Memento is not giving their opponent any inch into this fight. He's absolutely destroying this lane, you know? Level 5 and half compared to level 5 on zone. Obviously, I think that's mainly the turtle advantage.
Yeah, and I don't think their strategy to always gank EXP lane is working out because Asme is very very tanky.
Top lane. Anime
Yeah.
10 looking to stop Magic. Magic sneaking from behind, going to the trade bush, but luckily being spotted out by Detective Anime Chen. Stop this monster in its track and secure the top lane marksman safety.
Yeah, and I don't think the two teams are actually doing much now because one team is ganking their marksman, so the other team's marksman plays as well in the mid lane.
Meanwhile, the mid lane, Fram is gonna caught out by himself yet again. It's not Tuesday, my dudes. Forget about the taco, it's time. Wait, it's not even a hump day because it's not Thursday. Now, come to the top side, we have Practicing Fanny jumping in, looking for the H damage into the HP bar of team of IND, and then putting the entire Shikibukai in fear.
I do think that we see a lot of out rotation from Nilos. They always rotating 3 men together. You know, they come mid, kill the Firmus, still top, still jungle. They're always together. And look at what?
Sorry, I saw the chat. Chat, well, this is a professional broadcast, all right? This is a professional broadcast. Forget about the tacos. It's time for the second turtle on the map. As Team Nilo is looking for engage, looking for aggression. You do not need to ask for continuous aggression from this team, because they got it covered. Anime Chan on the top side taking heavy damage. He will have to pop the flicker just to get a safety, but leaving the turtle completely open for grab. As Practicing Fanny's already making his way onto the jungle, onto the river.
Yeah,
Oh,
and-
IND coming in. He'll be taken low. Pushing under the wall is Kufa. And he will die along with the turtle. Going to the pocket of Team Nilo. They're running over this game yet again.
Yeah, it just looks to me history is repeating itself. We just see how much pressure Nilos is putting on to Shichibukai. It's again a 4-0 kill in favor of Nilos right now.
Absolutely. Ooh, a nice wall from Anime Chen. Now I want to see some engages here. Chen Xin looking for some damage here, but there's a one ball, as you know. There's somebody hiding in the bush. Look at the damage from the Bruno coming out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, finally the shutdown comes out. Andy will find some retaliation in the mid lane. Anime Chen taken dangerously low, using the wall to block JD. But at what cost? The overaggression will be heavily punished as Andy finds his way onto the top side. The camouflage comes out. It's gonna be enough to keep him alive, and it's not gonna happen.
Do we think that Nilos is kind of throwing a little bit right now? They were just having some perfect rotation, and all of a sudden they have 2 people top, 2 people mid. They're just everywhere on the map, not rotating together at all, and that gave the other side a huge advantage. Look at how much skill they catch up. They're equal right now.
Yeah, I just want to say, okay, listen very, very carefully. There's no throwing in competitive tournaments. It's called experimenting. All right, I'm pretty sure Team Nato is just trying something different. You know, somebody may call that experimentation spelled as TROLL, but we just call it experiment. You know, we don't say anything else. We're
Look at
professional
that knock
casters. Oh, in the mid lane, Rock will be taken low and taken out. This is now Team Nato looking to start things off. Practicing Fanny camping on the side, and Tagbitaka will have to back away onto the tower. It's 1-0 in favor of Team Nilo.
Brock had a perfect 3 people knocked up there, but his team cannot follow up, and that actually gave advantage to the other team.
Here we go, third of Sato coming in with the Blazing Duet. This time not going to be finding too much result, but that is just a setup for the mid-tier 1 tower to be taken down to the favor yet again of Team Nilo. What an incredible performance, catapulting themselves to a very, very interesting control on the map.
Yeah, they came back to their rotation, their
bottom
rhythm.
lane. Kufa engaged, find to the Kufa, the Samus onto the wall. Grok with a beautiful wall charge into the farmers. Damage is a 2-1 trade, and Team Shichibukai is looking to fight back. It's a 4-1. What a beautiful comeback from the entire Shichibukai.
Absolutely, it's a very close game. I was just about to say that Nilos found their rhythm back, but just as they were going to take down the first tower bot lane, Brock had the perfect knockup, and his team this time was able to follow up.
Well, coming in with a Blazing Duet, taking severe damage here, have to back away, but there is a beautiful lady waiting for you, my guys. Sorry, Claude, but this Karina is humongous.
Another kill on Shichibukai side. They actually are in the lead right now with a successful counter attack by Brock and the mid lane punishment on the Claude.
And Karina is actually building full damage into this game, which is quite interesting. I think the setup here is looking to one-shot the Claude, because that's going to be the focus of the game. Meanwhile, if you look at the Kufa, once again looking for another engage onto the Farmis, will be taken out almost immediately top lane. Practicing Fanny might be caught out, and he will be wiped out. It's a 1-1 across the map. Now IND looking for the second kill onto the Claude. Is going to find a beautiful, beautiful engage from the Kufa to make sure that one get intercepted, and they cannot find any more damage as IND on the Karina will be taken out instead. It's 1-1 trade in that little skirmish.
Yeah, this game is much closer than last game. We see 1 kill on the red team, and then the other kill on the blue team. It's just trade after trade again.
A little bit of back and forth, but overall, Team Nilo eventually came out on top as the Lord is coming out, and Team Nilo has a good setup. Look at the top lane. Minimum has been taken out, and Abusado is now attacking the tier 2 tower itself. Brock just absolutely deleted HP bar. Wall charger comes out. It's gonna be enough damage as the ultimate will finish off kill number 1 into kill number 2. The Blazing Duet is proven to be futile. It's a 3-0 trade to the favor of Shichibukai, and they fight back.
Yeah, we can see that Firm is also still provide a lot of value in the team fight. But while Petito was trying to start the Lord, he saw that his team fight, he just lost 3 members on their team. He has to stop, and now Shichibukai actually have a better position for the Lord.
Yeah, better position it is. Just when I say Team Nilo came out, with a better positioning, but Team Nilo Shichibukai immediately turned the table around and then just flipped the standing of the map. Look at now, Karina, Asmara might be a little bit too aggressive here, and Kuka found himself all the way alone in the front, 1 versus 3, not gonna be enough. The Wind of Nature will be popped, and Claw the Blazing Duet is not gonna find enough damage going into the entire HP bar of Team Shichibukai, but Practice Vanny is still on pursuit. He will be wiped out instantaneously. It's a 2-3 trade, and Shichibukai takes the fight.
Yeah, it's attacks and counter-attacks. We see knockup from Broad, followed up by his teammates, and then we see knockup from Petito, followed up by his teammates. That is some very, very intense back and forth before the Lord, but we do see that Nilo securing the Lord and cementing their tiny lead for the game.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting, I would say. This game is definitely back and forth. A lot of mistake has been committed by both sides.
A lot of mistakes, a lot of punishments. It is a very close game. What do you think? If you have to predict, which team do you think?
I don't know. It feels kind of awkward, right? Like Team Shichibukai is finding those team fight, finding those kills, but it seems like it doesn't matter how far they try. Eventually, Team Nalos always came out on top. With like have a trade bottom lane, speaking come on top, don't pop the vengeance, pop the ultimate, not gonna be enough, but he will be wiped out the map. A 5-2-1 tower dive. And Team Nilo is looking to march onto the very high ground tower. Stop Blazing Duet comes in, and Farmers have to pop the L just to keep everybody alive. A beautiful, beautiful Blazing Duet from Masato to make sure that one happens.
Yeah, and Lord is still full HP coming crashing down the top lane, while we already seen Samus dying before the Lord even came.
Yeah, speaking of them dying, INT coming in, Bruno has been wiped out, and Karina 1 HP will survive to see another fight. But this is 2 high ground tower taken down. Team Nilo is taking the entirety of this game so far, taking us to a 4,000 gold advantage, and now 2 high ground tower down into the favor of Team Nilo.
I do see some discipline on Nilo's side, and they decide to disengage from the team fight and going back to base and to farm. And Asme right now is just unkillable. Look at how much roaming ability she is providing. I think that Nilo's has more late game advantage with Claude, with Asme. It doesn't look good for Shichibukai.
And here's the thing, this is the problem when you don't have the CC, right? If you have a little bit more ball control, obviously you're not gonna be in this problem. Speaking of problem for ball control, Koopa jumping in, finding the engages, can't quite connect into one, but Esmeralda is just doing such a phenomenal job zoning the entire team of Shichibukai away. Team Nilo is looking to reign supreme. Look at Koopa jumping in with a beautiful ultimate connecting to 3. But we have Cold Order jumping in, saving 2 timid temporarily. But there might be this delay inevitable because the hurricane of the entire Team Nilo's is falling onto Team Shichibukai. It's a 2-man disaster. And now they might be tower diving a little bit too deep, as they'll be heavily punished. The 2-3 trade, but somehow again, Team Nilo take the fight into their own favor.
Yeah, we just said that Nilo showed some discipline, and all of a sudden they decided to push without minions. They decided to force end the game, and then they got punished by Shichibukai.
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, let's take a look at Bruno's item, right? I mean, this guy's behind on levels, for sure. But he is also behind on farm. He's about 1,500 gold behind, which is about like 1 item, Claw is not building an extra item. Claw is still keeping the steel leg plates right now. So they're about the same item. So practically speaking, they're not actually having that much of a difference in power spike. It's just who can be more effective in the team fight. The biggest thing is you have the Esmeralda, who's as tanky as she is. Look at her build right now. This guy is absolutely decked out. You have Dominance Ice, you have Oracle, he doesn't have a lot of physical defense, so this might be the chance they look for.
Yeah, and we do see, but as
Speaking of a chance, here it comes. Team Shikibukai looking for the engage. The Lord has been taken out. The Calder coming in. Chen being dove on by Esmeralda. It's one-on-one domination on the bottom side. Chen is gonna walk away on a frontline team fight. You have Dan was already taken down, and Karina will be the second to follow. It's a 3-0 trade, and Team Nilos is looking to clean sweep the series and go to top 16.
Yeah, it's a clean wipeout. We see that Thailand's range from Pufa did connect, and that was a perfect engage. Now they didn't even need the Lord. They can just end the game with the minions. And we do see that Bristol going away, and that win goes to our Niles again.
What a game that is to Team Nilos, you know? It's a little bit interesting for Shichibukai. They have done their best to capitalize on the mistake Team Nilos have done. Dude, it's so hard reading their names, to be honest, because you can't see their names on the screen, so it's kind of confusing. But at the same time, I gotta say, Shichibukai, I always give the shout out to the losing side because they did their best. Definitely proven themselves to have a fighting chance on any CT competitive scene, but ultimately, Team Nilos has proven to be the better team tonight.
Yeah, and if you look at the damage, we does see 30% damage from Bruno, but we also see 30% damage from Claude and Lunat. And I do think that Firmus, I don't know if it's the team synergy or if it's the recent nerf, but Firmus, you know, it's just not, it doesn't forgive all things now. Let's put it that way.
The thing about Firmus is he's got to play aggressive, right? And then that's not what we saw tonight. You know, if you look at how Firmus played, they were always pretty defensive. Usually we see the engages coming out from Kufra. We don't see too much engages come from Grok. They did a lot of counterplay. You know, they definitely returned the punches for sure. But it's not something like, you know, I did uppercut and then started off, you know, and just put enemy into the corner. It's not like that. It's more of a like, okay, you know, it's more of like a defense first and then dodge and then fight back. So it's kind of awkward. And then when you have a Faramis in the team that play defensive, it doesn't really shine a light on how strong this character really is.
Yeah, we did have a lot of knock-ups in last game. We have knock-up from Broadwell Charge. We have knock-up from Petito. You know, it was a lot of potential, but Nilos did come on top. I think they just, you know, they also had better rotation. They had better discipline. So I think, you know, it's a win going to them.
Absolutely. And with that being said, let's quickly take a look at the updated bracket. As you can see right here, tonight we have decided three more winners who proceeded to take the top 16 spot, which awarded them, I think, like 12,500 diamonds, if I'm correct on that. So if you look over here, we just decided the winner between Team Shichibukai and Team Nilo, as Nilo take the win and Shichibukai will be eliminated. Better luck in the next tournament. At the same time, we also have Team Simpsons proceeded to top 16, as well as Team Incognito.
Yeah, and tomorrow we will have 5 more teams out to, you know, getting to the top 16.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that both last night and tonight we see a lot of clean sweeps. I think there's only one match where we actually saw 3 games. All the others it was 2-0.
You know, this is what it is in an uprising scene. You can already see that, like a lot of the teams, they're just starting off. So before you get to top 16, we're gonna see a lot of those like clean sweeps. But after we get to top 16, the good teams really got filtered out to the very top. For example, Team Nilo, they beat Shikibukai, sure. But their next opponent might just be Team The Valley or the Whale, and obviously a lot of players are favoring towards the Valley. So it's gonna be a tough journey. It doesn't matter. Like if we will win, that's a team who just beat the Valley. That's, you know. But obviously the chances of that happening is not very high. As again, the entire crowd is favoring towards Valley, so it's really gonna be an uphill battle. But best luck for Team Whale here. So again, the best team is gonna play each other in the top 16, and we will be covering that starting next week. So make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. For top 32 to top 16 though, we will cover right here on this channel along with a lot of other creators and casters. So once again, I'm your caster, Assassin Dave. With me, our beautiful, sexy, charming, intelligent, amazing Grace. Anything else you want to say about a tournament today? Or?
Yeah, I want to say today we see some new faces, but tomorrow we are going to see some big games. Both are very excited. So I hope our viewers keep following us. Hit the like and subscribe button and follow NACT Journey to see who will be going to Vegas and who will be going to M4. I am very excited.
Absolutely. If I look at a schedule right here, I think tomorrow we will have, coming over here, the Wednesday we have Team Kashi versus Beat the Odds, Gosu versus Break Decade. Oh, actually I can't see it real well, huh? Can I zoom in? No, I can't zoom in. All right, that's criminal. And we also have Team Sexy or Do the Eat versus iLegacy versus Antique Familia. A lot of really familiar faces here. A lot of the games obviously featuring Team Gosu, you know, Team Ackerman, Team Sexy, all going to be playing tomorrow. So really exciting, really jam-packed event day tomorrow on Saturday. I cannot wait for it. Once again, thank you all so much for being here tonight. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn the bell into all notification bells. We're ready to present to you the coolest, greatest, the baddest tournament experience you ever have in North America. Have a wonderful night. Anything else you want to say, Grace, to the audience?
Yeah, I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.
My car don't look like a phantom. I don't own that house in the Hamptons, and my 2 chains ain't gold at all. I can't buy you a diamond necklace. Being good with money takes practice, but somehow I don't mind at all. Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Show you the paper. I can buy that house for you later, but you say you don't need that at all. This world is ours for the taking. Just me and you got me thinking. I swear we already made